Nothing for me.
I will add, again, Cassonia is the skull-faced cultist, and Floris is the red-headed Venom brother. Technically, both females for being Venom brothers, so or the Brotherhood of Venom. And I think we might do a pretty similar thing where if I can have you guys just roll initiative here, we'll just put you in a initiative that kind of exists for the whole sort of thing instead of chancing like rolling multiple initiatives. But you guys are again like not technically an initiative, but this is a severely dangerous place, so understand that you are sort of always in initiative in some way.
24 for Davros.
10 for Gale.
That's gonna be a 5 for me, and, I just wanna say, let's just go ahead and use up those, inspirations because 'cause I'm already rolling my ones.
I mean, you guys are pretty freaking hilarious for doing it basically a max, a mid, and the lowest.
I just can't believe after last week, like, I my first roll was a 1 again.
Um, I don't remember who I had who, but I think Justin Jinx was rolling Neff. I think Justin Davros was rolling Cassonia, the Skullface, and then Gail was rolling Floris. Does that sound right, or was that switched? Do you guys have any recollection?
I think I was Floris and Chris was Cassonia, but I mean, it doesn't matter. But
No, that actually makes sense to me. Let me do it like that. So let me have each of you roll another d20 because I do remember when Seamus went over to help Floris, you were basically helping yourself.
all right, so that's an 8.
And a 5.
Nope, and a 2 for Neff.
And here I thought I could successfully leave the 5 as the lowest roll. Alrighty. So again, we've got Davros 2 levels below. I think at this point he is um, right around the midway point. You guys are on the 6th level. So he is on the 4th level up. Yeah. And then I think everybody can basically see there are levels above you. So like Davros can see that there is um, a place off. Because again, I think I noticed at the end of this, I had you in darkness and I was like, oh shit, wait, this place is actually lit. So Davros can see that there is like a tunnel off from the level above you from the 5th level up off on the west side. There's a tunnel that you could leave through, or you could, exit the immediate vicinity of the machine. And I think, um, let's say where the two cultists are, Cassoni and Flores, can see that there is a tunnel directly above them that leads to the east of the machine. But everybody, even like Jinx and Seamus, would have a good view of that to their east from like the center of the machine, even though the machine's kind of spinning, so maybe they're not paying as much attention. But I did want to kind of bring that up as like you guys have been dealing with some of the immediate threats, but as you explore the machine a little bit more, and another thing that I think I like made a little bit more clear that the adventures would sort of notice is there's a certain like call. I think Jinx was thinking to just like get to the bottom kind of thing, but there's also the idea that like you've sort of noticed there are these thralls on each level, so there's a certain level of like if there's only a guard on each level, if we descend slowly, can we actually take care of them one at a time? Versus like, when Davros was like flung off twice now, that's drawn more attention and kind of created a little bit more danger as you basically quickly split the party and have multiple guards that you might have gotten their attention on.
Yes, I think Davros's immediate priority is to try to climb back up, start climbing back up towards the others. Um,
Yep. If I can, I also just remember Terry has a rope thrown to you, Davros, and then you're also basically you were trying to climb yourself. So you're almost drawn between these two things of do you climb vertically up to the next level on the internal, or do you like grab onto the rope that Terry has and almost like swing out towards Terry and the outer ring as you get assistance, but try to climb up to the next level. You know what I mean on that one?
yeah, and I think he'll try to get to the outer ring because I think he said like the steam is and some of the danger of the is a little more dangerous on the inner ring than the outer ring. So he would probably yeah try to get to the outer ring and then climb from there.
Gotcha. So you can do a strength roll yourself if you'd like to climb right away. If you want to hold your action and climb with Terry's assistance, I'll let you have advantage on that roll and be able to potentially get up 2 levels, like as Terry basically like pulls as you climb. That's for you to decide. Like you could potentially also dash using, your action climbing as well and still make it those 2 levels, but it would be like 2 tests, or it would just be a normal test instead of having advantage and those 2 levels. I guess it's still your action though, because of making you do yeah. But I'll let you think about it like that, whether you want to have use your reaction to have advantage with Terry, or if you're just going to climb right away.
Yeah, I think he'd since he's going to be yeah using the rope, I think he'll want to give Terry a few seconds to like brace himself and just make sure Terry is ready for him before he starts climbing. So I think yeah he'll kind of wait and try to yeah go with when Terry can provide him a little bit of assistance. This is something he should be able to climb this with no problem, but he's been having some issues, so he's a little more skittish than he would normally be.
Gotcha. And you should definitely be able to climb this, no problem. Uh, what would you like to do with Seamus? He's over with Jinx on the inner ring, 2 above Dever.
Sorry, just looking, making sure I can find. Oh yeah, okay. So I think Seamus is going to. He's going to sort of like crawl inside now that he got the door open, just to kind of take a little bit of a look around. See if there's any sort of like he's going to try to gauge whether like not just for him but for some of the folks who take a little bit more space, whether there's it looks like this would be feasible to try to essentially climb up or down from within here.
Um, yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to describe. So I don't require like this to be like action economy for you, but it does technically like put Seamus inside of the machine at that point. So if you want to like use 5 movement to just get in the initial tunnel, you're right inside of it. If you want to do 10, we can put you a little closer towards one of those vertical shafts and be able to kind of look in. And then potentially Jinx could also follow you in. But basically, I'd say once you're in there, Seamus would still be in the same level of for him moving around is not terribly difficult. It's still normal movement effectively for Seamus. For almost everybody else, it is difficult terrain to move in. Everybody who is larger than Seamus and Terry is effectively squeezing into this place. But everybody who fights in this place, it would be difficult to fight. Um, I don't think there's a reason to say that he notices an immediate like change in like the heat and the like temperature because the steam is still sort of running through the pipes that are inside of here. There's not as much immediate movement to kind of give you that there's nothing like kind of spinning and whirling about this so much. It definitely is a overall initial feeling of, yeah, this is a safer place to be than on the outside of the machine. It's not something where it's not somewhere that you're meant to be, but it seems to be safer at the immediate present. Uh, and I think that's kind of what you were asking. So yeah, like fighting is difficult for everybody. Most of the party is going to have a difficult time moving through here, but everybody could if they wanted to.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so I think Seamus will, yeah, he'll like kind of crawl inside about 10 feet, take that look around. But I think he's gonna uh pretty quickly kind of come back out. Um, Probably like, maybe grab kind of Jinx, like, tug on his like his shirt or something, and then point back towards the outer ring. Um, and then I think we'll start, with the rest of his movement and a dash. Will try to move back towards the outer ring and down, start moving back towards some of the others while he's and also I guess trying to keep an eye down below on, you know, to see if Davros is coming back up.
Bill there. Again, that bridge below, like right next to where you were, that's technically a bridge below you.
Oh, okay.
There's four bridges on each level. That's part of what I was saying last week. It was I think I should have just made them a little more obvious, but like you might be able to see there's like a 30 and a 60% filter basically. Uh to see that they are a little bit darker on one level below you. And then I think easily noticeable at the 60% level that they are two levels below you. Once you see past those 30 feet, you can't really make stuff out below you here.
Yeah, I missed now looking at it, yeah, I can see the difference. I think I just missed that. So he will dash and he can, kind of having a oh wait, he's a halfling, so he can move through their spaces. So he'll get to like
Yeah, I think without a problem, he is somewhere between that cultist and Bill. Um, so I'm not like measuring or anything, and I don't think the measurement of where you're going is all that important right now. But again, like I'm definitely perfectly fine with him having a little extra movement than most people. With the idea that he's more of a thief as a cut purse. I think the cut purse, more than any other sidekick, kind of needs a little more classic rogue stuff. Anything else that you want to do other than that?
Uh, nope. I think that's kind of all for now. He's just positioning himself. He's curious about the potentially using the inner shaft, but like if we did get caught, with something, it could be rough. So he's thinking best to kind of um, stick to our, if we're going to go down, stick to like the outer stuff, or if we wanted to go off and try to explore one of these sort of side tunnels that we've now spotted.
Gotcha. Let me have a dexterity save from Seamus, please.
Should be good. I think rolled 13.
All right, excellent. Yeah, so as he like moves past Jinx, moves past Bill, and he sort of is starting to like garner the attention of everybody like looking to him. Everybody's starting to really recognize you've gotta try to figure out who you want to be paying attention to. And they know Seamus and Jinx are the ones who are going to be bringing back information. You guys had the party kind of spread around that outer ring to be able to watch them and keep an eye on Davros. So maybe Neff and Terry are the least to sort of like be looking towards Seamus, but they still sort of have their eye to Seamus and Jinx for this information as he comes out. And there's just sort of that moment where Seamus kind of like turns back to the machine, sort of like pointing off to kind of mime like that you had gone in and it would be a tight squeeze. And he's like crunching up his shoulders as he like looks back towards the machine and hears like that whirl and a pop and immediately like leaps to the side as a vent of steam just purges out and blasts in his direction. Just make a con save versus 3 or better, and you won't take any damage. Excellent. So yeah, he just dodges this like font of steam as it blasts out past Bill or past Bob, past Bill, and he just kind of dodges it, like recognizing like kind of the whirl and the pop that sort of like builds as the steam just goes, and he dodges that. And we'll take that to Gale. He's kind of miming to you that there is a place to go. Otherwise, if you would like, he's also kind of also, again, referencing like, hey, we should stick to the outer ring as much as possible. What would Gale like to do here?
Yeah, I think he will stick to the outer ring, and because I've been curious for a while now and just haven't thought to do it, he's gonna do detect magic and gonna use the feature where I can use it as a ritual, but as an action, because I've been kind of curious if this thing, like how much magic is going on this thing, or how much is machine.
Have you used detect magic around chaos tech in the past?
Don't think so, not that I can remember.
With this, as you cast it, please.
I'm sorry, I didn't really hear what you said. I heard like the end of a sentence.
Oh, my apologies. Can I have you roll an Arcana?
That would
So
be
that's
a
21,
23.
23. So when you cast detect magic, you do start to spot a little bit more of how I was describing that, like, as Seamus, like, almost like hears this first sound of the steam sort of building, you see as there's almost like a whirl of particles kind of like forming around that vent right before it pops, and you see as like Seamus's like feet on the ground almost start to like create like a glowing yellow as he like almost starts to like load his body to leap. You're starting to see the very effects of this machine gathering chaos to it. And I would say that this is the point where, ooh, Gail wasn't there for it. Let me put this to I think you guys at one point later in the campaign brought up the bowl that you guys found on that ship with the I mean, I kind of had that as like a minor lich, but it was kind of like a skeleton who was like starting to like vibrate this bowl on like the lower level of the ship, and I think you took it to Brother Fabius. Um, do you guys remember? I think somebody brought it up to him again, maybe 2 months ago, And I was thinking, like, was Gail around for that while you guys were talking about that poll? Do you think Gail has heard the conversation around what happened when you guys fought on that ship? What do you guys think about that? Do you think Gail is caught up to pace on that?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I asked him about it and, like, if they knew anything about it or whatever, and he basically said he, like, surrendered it to the, church or whatever, and, I'm pretty sure we were all present. Maybe it was, not Davros, but it was Dalton instead, though, but Gail would have been there.
Yeah, and I think Davros was there when we got the bowl, but then I think Dalton was there when they went back to Brother Fabio the second time, but he would have heard, I mean, from Dalton or from Jinx or from someone kind of the same thing. So, oh, looks like Mara might be having headset issues again.
Yeah, I forgot that was when Davros was with us, wasn't it? That was way back in the day. It feels like so long ago.
Yeah, because that's when he got the lance, which
Yeah, yeah,
he
I
used
totally
like a
remember that
couple of
now.
times. But yeah,
I mean, that feels really long ago, actually. Holy shit.
I think that was fairly soon after Davros kind of like started adventuring for the first time after Dalton had the whole, a few Malchin and was that Jinx or Seraph who got him out of he was like going to be sold as a slave or something, right?
Yeah, Seraph is what went down with that one. Yeah, it's wild when you think back of like all the different places that this campaign has went and like how many different story arcs there have been that we've found like no conclusion to.
Yeah, we're not very good at like sticking to one. It's like okay, and it's like, oh, there's some shiny new adventure over here. Let's go do that too. And then we get to a point where there's like 6 or 7 open world-ending potential threats, about half of which we're kind of responsible for to some extent.
Yeah, I thought we were going to be fighting werewolves.
Oh, seems like Mara might have lost internet.
Ooh, that's not good. Yeah, I think the werewolf plan got derailed when we got attacked by the Vi and a couple werewolves. I think,
I mean,
right?
we did. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, like we did have that. Like, got attacked by barbarians, werewolves, and by at the same place one time.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was definitely a culmination of like all the enemies at the same time.
Yeah, because what was it? The barbarians came up from a tunnel. We fought them, and then suddenly werewolves.
Yeah, and that was all right after the Vi had stabbed Dalton, wasn't it?
Hey, I don't know what's going on, but I feel like I've lost internet and I don't understand why. But I'm trying to reconnect the Discord with my computer.
Oh yeah, you're good. We heard you right there.
Well, yeah, I'm on my phone right now talking. I don't know when in my description to Chris though it dropped because I feel like I went on a long rant before I like went back to check like with Chris that that was a good explanation, and then I'm like, oh shit, what happened?
I mean, I think I heard you asking like if Gail was with us for the like with Brother Fabius with the vibrating orb thing, and then I didn't hear much after that when we confirmed that he was there with Jinx.
All right, gotcha. Yeah, so I was saying, that basically with them having kind of described it to you, like whether somebody used like prestidigitation or even like minor illusion to sort of like show you their memory of it. Like a memory of a memory is always every time you remember something, it's the memory of the memory. So like that kind of is like a little bit of like lost information each time you try to remember. But basically, you would have enough to go on that as you see this, as you cast detect magic and start to see the like magic of everyone's choices and actions in this room is being sucked into the machine. The very presence of you all in this room is sucking magic into the machine. uh, Gail would definitely start to at least recognize that these two things have similar, like almost ends, in that they are power sources for chaos. The description of that bowl, this entire massive machine, they both have like a similar means of what they're doing to their surroundings, and kind of in a way basically being like fonts of power in and of themselves. And then the reason I knew that I was not talking to you guys was it was around that point that I asked, does that sound like a sufficient explanation of the magic that you are seeing around you with detect magic?
Yeah, I mean that seems sufficient.
Excellent. Do you care to do? Oh wait, I can't actually do anything like manipulating you guys. But does Gail care to do anything else? Are you moving around? Do you need to try to mime anything to anybody with like your free action? What are you thinking here? Or would you like to move on to Bill?
I think Gale's just gonna stay where he is, and Bill is gonna move out on the outer circle as well. Recognizing that that is the safer place at least.
Oh, I think. All right. Now I'm back in with my actual computer. And I'm out. Where am I? Oh, I'm still in. I don't know. I don't have my web browser. But you moved Bill from that. I have the inner, and I need a ring right now. Jinx, will you roll a dexterity?
20, 30, 20.
All right, so you're good as it basically rotates you about like a third of the way around clockwise. Again, I can't really move a token right now, but can you move your token for me? Like a third of the way around clockwise. Um, oh wait, Davros is also still in the center. Will you make a dexterity save as well, Davros?
Wasn't Davros on a rope though? Like,
It's just to see whether he's about to fall. So this is part of what I'm thinking here, Davros. You are preparing to climb here. The ring is starting to turn counterclockwise as it goes, like back towards kind of like 2, 3 o'clock, uh, and is rotating what would be left under your feet as you look up at Terry. Are you going to leap now and start to climb, or do you want to see like as you like basically lose your footing, can you catch yourself from falling? But I don't know if that's a good description of how I'm trying to say it. You're not going to specifically be falling anywhere, but if you don't start climbing now, you are going to start like swinging and potentially like smash into the wall on the other side, if that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I think once he feels the it's starting to shift beneath his feet, he's going to just like hope you're ready, Terry, and I think leap.
Gotcha. So let me just have you like you want to start climbing, basically. That's what you mean by leap, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. So let me have you just do your normal strength check here.
Ooh, that was almost another two, but
Gotcha.
that is a
So,
yeah.
so at this point, we're basically gonna allow like Terry to burn his reaction, and we can have you climb up to basically Terry's level there. I think I might be able to move you at this point, but if you want to just move yourself up those 2 levels, I think that'll be good there. And then gonna kind of say that's kind of your action economy and your movement, like with the idea of like kind of dashing. Oh, no, really,
I mean, if
probably a
we
little
want,
bit too much because that's your reaction. But still,
yes.
I I think with we're using Terry's reaction and your reaction, I think that's perfectly satisfying. We're not specifically in combat, so we can maybe it's best to like have you be prone up there. If that sounds okay with you, I think that might be a good way to call it, is to put you prone but on that level. And then it'll go to Seamus if you had anything that you want to do with him. Oh wait, no, 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 my bad. That was the inner ring after Gale. We're on Florius. I think that is again to Justin Davros. What would you like to do with Florius?
Yeah, I think she's just for now kind of just waiting to see what the others are going to do. I think she's just kind of sticking close to Casonia and otherwise. So I guess maybe taking the essentially just kind of keeping a look around, got a crossbow up, taking the dodge action.
Gotcha. And then Jinx.
Or
What
actually,
would
can
you like?
I
Oh yeah,
change that? Make it just so she's holding. If she sees like another one of those things that comes into range, she'll shoot at it rather than dodging. Sorry.
gotcha. Hold the crossbow to shoot for any venom thralls. Jinx, what would you like to do?
All right, so I think Seamus has like basically kind of checked out the inside. I trust his judgment. He's a lot smaller than me, so I'm gonna kind of follow his lead. But I think noticing that there's like a tunnel, an alternative maybe to get away from the loudness, to where like maybe I would be like a little more at ease. I would like maybe go that way.
So you're near a ladder up a little bit to your like counterclockwise, and that would take you up to the next level inward. And then there's a way to the east over there. Or if you went down a level, there's a way to the west. I think you're probably talking about the one to the east.
Yeah, is that what it seemed like Seamus was going for? Was the one to the east?
I didn't
Uh,
get the impression that
yeah, I don't think he's going for one at the moment. He just wanted to mostly he's just kind of giving the impression that like the going in through the like the inner core is not he doesn't think that's a good viable option, but he hasn't otherwise like um done anything yet to indicate like, oh, let's head for any specific side area.
All right, well, I'll go for the one to the east then. And I'll go over, get as far as I can towards it. Potentially, if there's a ladder there, I'd take the ladder up.
so the ladder would be like within 5 or 10 feet of you on that inner side. So if you want to go up, you're pretty close to going up to the next level and just being, 5 or 10 feet to your counterclockwise, just about that. What,
Yeah,
like
yeah. So I'll
4 o'clock?
basically like signal to them and then point up. and then I'll go up that ladder and then get as close as I could towards the like tunnel. Did we notice? Is there like a door or anything, or is it just literally like open?
Sorry if the dog happens to bark while I have the mic open. I do not believe there is a door, so I think you see open tunnel.
Okay, yeah. So I'll use all my movement, and then do I need to do a check for the ladder or anything?
Yeah, just do a dex.
Ooh, it's a
Should be
9.
good. It's a 10. Oh, okay. 9. Um, yeah, I'd say like with um a dash, you can make it up, but you're not going to cover like distance to where you're getting to safety up above, like out of that inner ring. So if you
Yeah,
want to
yeah. I'll
dash, you
spend the
can be
dash.
there on the
Yeah, that's
next
cool.
level. Yeah, because like climbing a ladder, I don't think is super difficult. It's just like how effectively you climb it versus like struggling with like the spinning and activation of this machine. What would you like to do with Terry?
I think I'm gonna basically do the same thing with him. Move up and over. So I guess he'll go around that outer ring until he gets to the closest ladder, and then he'll go up from there.
Yeah, so he could go back past Davros, like 10 feet to a ladder, like 10 feet past Davros to a ladder, or he could go like 5 or 10 feet past Gale. I think Gale and Floris are like equidistant from the ladder on that one. So it's just kind of the question of do you want to go to the closest one is behind Davros? The one that you don't have to double back on would be going past like Neff and Gale.
Yeah, I'll go for the one I don't have to double back on, and he rolled a 7. I'm pretty sure he's strength and
Yeah, he is strength, so his should be fine. So I think with his normal 30, I think it's safe to say Terry. Yeah, I think it's probably about there. I think that's pretty good for his normal 30. So if you want to dash, maybe he's like right before. Do you see those
yeah,
two spots I put him in?
yeah, I'll go for that.
Kisonia would be next. I think I said that is Chris.
Yeah. Uh, I think she would probably not leave Florence alone, so she would probably stay where she's doing the same thing, like just keeping a lookout.
Gotcha. I mean, if you want, like, the idea of, like, this is one of those classic things. If adventurers want to run away from a threat, somebody has to go first. Because waiting for the other person, you're just going to stay there and die. So he was already waiting with Floris. You can wait with Cassonia if you want to, but one of you has to go first. Like, she could easily clear up to the next ladder. There's a ladder, like, kind of immediately below Floris. So Casonia could move up to the next level and just not dash, basically be at the top of the ladder and, hold an action from there. You don't have to not move to be able to hold that action. Now it's the difference of, if you roll poorly on the test, you might not actually make it up the ladder if you don't want to use that action to then dash and actually make it up. So do you want to just hold there and like let the whole party kind of move away? And maybe those two are waiting on everybody? I don't mean to like tell you not to go. Just want to make sure that you guys understand that's one of those classic things that kills parties when you're running away is the idea of waiting for other people.
Yeah, I didn't think about that to be honest. But yeah, I think that would probably make more sense than she would go up and like try to guard that area so her friend could move up later.
Gotcha. So yeah, let me just get a D20. Um I don't think what is it? I think I've been using thugs for that. I think thugs probably have +1 strength. So let's say she is able to climb the ladder, and we can just put you immediately. Was it probably right next to here? I think that looks probably above, as she climbs the ladder. And that would take us to Neff and Justin Jinx. What would you like to do with Neff and Dell?
She'll start moving up as well. Same thing. So she'll probably have to do the dash and just follow Terry's lead.
Gotcha. Sounds good. That'll take us back to Davros.
Yeah, so Davros will get up, see the others starting to climb, will up to the next level, will go to do the same.
I just got here. Why are you all leaving me?
Kind of like he's like out of breath from like rushing up, here, and so he's like just getting up off the ground and just like sees them climb, is like, oh shit, and then he'll get up and try to start after them.
Did you roll strength athletics to like make the climb?
Oh, nope. Hold on. Oh, wow.
Let's just put that as like it's no actual use of like difficult terrain. Um, have to stand up. I'd say you're basically just like right behind Neff here, essentially, as you come off the ladder. So if you want to dash, you can move whatever the 25.
He'll dash just to like, if he's assuming people are coming up behind him, so he'll go to make room. I think he'll move, so he'll just kind of like, yeah, just to get past them, starting towards where he sees like Jinx and Sonia.
Gotcha. Was that the second roll for Terry being exhausted?
Yep, I just remembered, and I rolled a
Gotcha.
4, so I assume that's a fail. So I just moved him back to like the top of the ladder.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that I should have called for it. But I also kind of figured it wasn't a big deal. But yeah, moving him back doesn't hurt. What would you like to do with Seamus? Again, Seamus can climb anywhere, so he can pretty much go vertical for just 15 feet of movement.
Yep, and that's what he'll do. He'll scamper up to join.
Wait, my bad. That would be the vertical on like that side of it, because I think he was a little bit above like the 3 o'clock position.
Oh, yep. And I think if he still has some movement left, he would actually go to move to like into the beginning of the tunnel to kind of see what he can see.
Gotcha. So here's where I'm actually curious then to get back to who has light here. I think Jinx and Gale have been the people who have light on their objects.
Yeah, Jinx has light on his staff.
And light is 20 feet. I think that kind of represents what I have revealed there. Um, I guess I didn't really have an idea of where the light's coming from around the machine. But yeah, I think Seamus would basically see, like, you don't have to move all the way in there to basically recognize that the light of this area that's kind of lit around the machine does not extend into this like cavern or this like cave system, but basically as you get towards the end of the scaffolding, you can see sort of a return to the rough hewn walls. It's a similar kind of old natural cave, but the walls of this place are certainly not like finished. Um, you could move in that little extra bit if you want. You could, I mean, could potentially start pulling out a lantern, like to prepare to like have light himself, or he could just hold at that entryway if he wanted to, and wait to like be approaching in a lit situation.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to go into the darkness. Would be able to try and just like listen to see if he hears anything coming, any sounds from farther down the hallway while he waits for light to arrive.
Gotcha. So yeah, let's just back him up to about there. I think that's his normal movement to kind of get roughly there, and just do a just roll a d20. I don't think he necessarily has um a
Yeah, I don't.
perception value.
Yeah, I don't think it has any bonus to that. So 17 rolled.
Oh wait, no, my bad. There's nothing to hear in this place. Um,
Oh, right. I keep forgetting that. Yeah.
let's
Okay.
think
So
about it kind of as like a putting his hand onto the stone to kind of like feel like past the scaffolding, but like into the actual stone to kind of like feel. And he can feel vibrations that might not simply be interpretations of like the movements of this machine. It's hard for him to tell. I know a 17 is a good roll here, but that's kind of where I'm going to leave it at. Is he's pretty sure there's something that's like vibrating that isn't simply just like the movements of this machine.
gotcha. Okay. So he might like, so he'll like doing that. He's not really sure. He's sensing, thinks he's maybe sensing something. He's going to like kind of just like motion back towards, I guess, Jinx, who has the light, and kind of like motion him kind of towards him. But he's otherwise going to wait and not proceed any further until he can see where he's going.
Alrighty. Let me get a dexterity save from Jinx with advantage. And then Casonia, please have a dexterity save. Casonia will just be a D, like just a straight roll.
15 for Casonia.
Gotcha. Yeah, so thugs have +2 strength, no dexterity bonus. Yeah, 15 is going to be good. Where she dodges out of the way. Just do a con check for me, +2. Just don't roll a 1. I don't want to really keep track of their hit points. What did you roll for Jinx? My bad. Did you hear that, Justin? What did you roll a dexterity with advantage for Jinx?
25.
Solid. So again, kind of in a similar way of sort of like starting to hear like the steam build up, you like start to like kind of like dodge and start to like move, and like as you like kind of are leaping out of the way of this inside of the inner ring, a steam vent like pops towards Casonia, and she kind of like ducks and weaves a little bit enough to kind of like turn like almost the leather of her coat into the steam. So the two of you essentially step away without like the severest of burns, but it gives you that kind of first touch. Um, and again, like Gail, you're like seeing all of this in like laser light shows, kind of like moments of watching the actual kind of like chaos, kind of like group around this part of the machine as like Jinx kind of like leaps away. It's like sucking in the chaos of his choice. And you see it almost like form right around Casonia before the actual like gout of steam like bursts towards her, and that's going to take us to Gale.
Yeah. Gale will. Yeah, we'll climb up. Find a ladder. Climb up.
Um, I was describing before. There's a ladder basically a little bit to the like counterclockwise of you, and right between you and Flores. So if you want to climb up there, just roll a strength check. Excellent. Yeah, you climb up with no problem. So you'll probably have like 5 feet of movement from and right there. If you want to just like get a little bit closer to Cassonia, or if you would like to dash, you can do something else. But you just with movement, you're about where you are now.
Yeah, I think I will just go for the movement, let him stay where he is, and then for
You want to hold any sort of action, or do you want to dodge?
I think we just dodge.
Gotcha. What are you
The,
doing with Bill?
yeah, Bill is the closest ladder would be the one down by Florence, right?
Um, yeah, I think he's probably equidistant to both of them. So yeah, he probably would not have to backtrack as much by going towards her.
Yeah, then I think we'll just dash like to get as far as you can. Just get up.
I mean, if you trust in his strength, you guys can climb everywhere here. The climb is just easier on ladders.
Yeah, I keep forgetting he actually. No, I actually no. Don't think. I think he will
Gotcha.
take the ladder. Don't trust his strength.
Yeah, so we could say he could make like a full movement to get to the ladder, or you can use his action to dash, and he can have one try at actually clearing the ladder.
Yeah, I think he'll take the dash action then. Try to get up.
Gotcha. Roll a strength check. Just roll a d20. Does he have a modifier at all?
Nope.
All right, so that'll take him to the top of the ladder. So he's basically like right next to Gale, probably a little bit south of Gale.
Something like that.
I think part of what I was getting at before is that Gale could have moved there, but the ladder is basically, I think, right where Bill is right now. So if you wanted Gale to hold at the ladder, like that's one thing, but it does potentially screw somebody else by holding that position. So I would just say decide kind of one of those two positions. And then what would you like to do with Flores? I think that is you again, Gail. And then what
Uh,
are you liking?
I think Dolores I've been controlling, and he's got
Oh yeah, yeah, my
Casonia.
bad.
Yeah, so she had been kind of holding to see where the others were going, but now obviously everyone's climbing up, so she'll kind of like the crossbow she's got out, she'll kind of sling back over her shoulder, and she does not want to be left here alone. So she is just going to start trying to climb from where she is, and try to climb the outer wall.
Gotcha. Jinx, can you make a dexterity check for me real quick?
Yeah, just regular this time.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a 8.
Gotcha. Make another dexterity save. All right.
25.
Um, my bad. Before floor, I should have had the inner circle move. So I've got this rotating you counterclockwise again. You will fall, but you can catch yourself there, and you're basically prone, like hanging from it. Um, you went to climb the ladder with Flores. Did you roll a strength check? Did she get over a 10?
No, I think you said +2, so she's got a 9.
Gotcha. So if you use like the dash, she can basically make like 10 or 15 feet of movement. But it's basically like a full, like, kind of 40 or so feet to climb it of like potential 60 feet of movement. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so she will do her best and get as far as she can for now, but having some trouble. Yeah. So I think, yeah, so if it's difficult terrain, she's about what, halfway up or so with the
Well, yeah, like if you don't want to dash, she's basically just at the ladder, but like
Yeah, no,
on
no,
that level.
she'll dash, yeah, to get as far
Okay,
as she
yeah.
can. Yeah.
So you could go behind Cass or you could go below Bill kind of situation. You can just choose which one of those you want to be at.
Okay. Yeah, she'll be yeah, behind Bill's good. Or next to Bill, I should say.
Just um, and then it would be on you, Jinx. Technically, then again, you're prone at this point.
And you said, "Oh, you moved me." Okay. Yeah, all right. So, yeah, I'll stand up and that's what half my movement and then I will let's see. If I do a running jump, like if I ran like what 5, 10, 15, and then maybe 20, 25, and then I jump across there with my dash.
Yeah, you could jump a total of 35 feet, like with a dash like that, because your jump can be the remainder of your movement once you've moved 10 feet. So it's a 15-foot gap between those two, but effectively by using your dash, you could make that leap.
Yeah,
It's
okay, so I'll run up and then, cause I kinda have to, like, divert a little bit, I'll do, like, a little bit of my, like, acrobatics, kinda, like, push off the machine as I get ready to make my leap.
Sounds good. It's definitely going to be a test, so I am perfectly fine with it being acrobatics. Let me just get an acrobatics test here.
Okay, and I'm gonna use my inspiration on this one.
I'm going to throw it out there, like you're welcome to, but in the long run, you have to fail it pretty miserably to not make it through pretty safely.
Okay, I'll
So,
wait and maybe add it on if I have to.
gotcha.
So it's an 11 to start with.
Yeah, so
So
that's good enough for me. I think probably with a +6, I was basically looking for you would have to fail that with a 1 to need your inspiration.
okay, I got you. And then, do I have any movement left, or did that use all of it right there?
What did we say? It was like 25 feet to get there. So you're at like 40 feet. So you probably have 20 more that you could go. With light on your staff, as you're like running across, you would actually start to see into this. So as you land, you kind of see like the first sign expand
Okay, yeah, and then I'll, like, kinda continue forward with my
here,
momentum
25 feet.
to,
Oh,
like,
wait,
get
hold up a
off.
second here.
Oh, yeah.
It's basically like silhouetted in the shadow, and you can um like the like never mind, my bad. This is cast. Basically it's like 45 feet to your east right now.
Okay, so that's about where I can get right there? And then, Terry's just gonna kinda put his chin down and just kinda, like, run past everybody all, little and armored up and just kind of, do his little dash move to try to catch up. I think that puts me about 60 right there. And that should be a dash out of both of them, so I think that'll wrap me up.
Just FYI, Mara, if you're trying to talk, or it's not coming through for me.
Oh, yeah, I haven't heard anything after I said I was done with Terry.
And I couldn't tell, but did they seem to be kind of cutting in and out a little bit for you over the last few minutes? Or was that might have been on my end?
Oh, I've been hearing everybody loud and clear.
I think like the last sentence he said cut out a little bit, but then it came back like strong again. So
Yeah, okay. It might have just been me then. My sometimes my connection gets a little wonky periodic, temporarily.
This is me.
Oh, I heard that.
I don't think this is you. I think this is me. I've been having weird internet issues with this cutting in and out. I'm back over on my phone right now. Um, Not really sure what's going on that my internet is spotty like this. But what would you like to do with Casonia, Chris?
Yeah, I think she will follow Jinx into the hallway, pathway. And then just like not knowing what to expect, but just like hold action to fire a crossbow bolt, and like if she sees like any venom thralls or other things that aren't us, basically.
And the same idea. Once you move into and around that corner with Jinx there is a Venom Thrall silhouetted in the darkness right now. It is not in enough light for you to shoot like completely straight, but you could shoot at it. You can see it. It's just the difficulty of shooting at something that is just a silhouette, which is effectively at disadvantage.
Oh, then I think I might have missed that because I did not hear anything about a venom thrall in there.
Yeah, that
My
might
bad.
have been when you cut out a little bit, Mara. So I don't think I heard that either.
Okay, that was what I was trying to describe to Jinx. When he moved in there, you can see that there is a Venom Thrall, like immediately outside of the light here, to the east of Jinx. You guys see like the start of its token there?
Yep,
Okay,
I
yeah,
can
you
see that.
must have cut out right before you said that because I didn't hear that part either. But that doesn't change anything I'm doing. I was already use up all my everything.
Gotcha. Yeah, so that was part of what I was getting at. Like, as soon as you landed, you basically would have had that thing like kind of silhouetted. But once you move forward like that, you can sort of see like the three or so different paths that things open up. A little bit more of a finished kind of hall where that Venom Thrall is. And then there's almost like, I mean, I think at this point, you guys can almost see that it's almost like a trough, like a pig trough in the center. But oh, it's actually going to go next, so it's not going to remain there for very long. Were you still holding that action with Casonia though? You're basically like waiting for it to come into the light.
Yeah, I think she would hold the action just to get like a better shot when she can actually see it properly.
Yeah, so it's going to basically be charging towards you as you take that shot. So roll an attack with her. I'm pretty sure they are a +2 to hit. Yeah, so that'll hit. Roll, I think, a D10, and that's just the straight damage for him.
2.
12 100. All right. Yeah. So it is going to. I rolled for it to attack Jinx, but I think I'm going to throw a claw at each of you here. So, um, first attack is going to go towards Jinx. Um, what is that? A 14? I think Jinx has a lower AC, but is that a hit? Is 15 a
Uh
hit?
no, 16 is my AC right now.
15? Gotcha. Yeah, so it misses Jinx on the first swing. It'll swing for Casonia here. Um, thugs do not have AC, so this is an 11 to hit. She is going to get grappled, um, but I did already have um, Jinx in mind, so I'm still going to do the bite towards Jinx, and that'll be a big old one. So that will then put Kasoni in for the actual injection. And I've lost connection again, so I'm just on my phone again. Should take us to Neff.
Okay, so Nappy is going to she'll probably just have to dash way up there and what, it's difficult terrain to cross through a space with somebody in it?
Correct.
So what, that gets her to about right there, I think?
Seems about right. Again, I'm not too concerned about the actual movement.
That should be a dash, right? So I think that's it for her.
Sounds good. That will take us around to Davros.
All right, so Davros kind of, something's going on. Probably can't see too much being this far back, but he sees like everyone bunched up kind of ahead of him. So can he try? Essentially, I want him to be. So he's going to have to dash, but I want to see if he can essentially try to like get closer to fight by leaping, like doing a leap, like a running, like starting running leap, like to the inner, and then trying to leap back again to the outer to like essentially bypass these four folks in front of me, if that's possible to
I
try.
could do that leap that I just kind of drew there. Let me just have. I want you to roll 2 athletics checks. If the first one is good, it makes the second one easier.
Okay, that makes sense. Yep.
Because you're basically doing a running jump for the first one, and that's like a just don't fail kind of thing. Yeah, so with the 16, you're probably at like a 21. It basically makes the second one is almost like a hop, but it's a just don't fail because you already did well on your first jump.
God, I mean that is an 8 with his his profession in athletics, but um,
So, yeah, it's a skill challenge. I don't think an eight's a fail here. I think you're perfectly fine.
all right, but he looks very it's not graceful looking.
Yeah, definitely the kind of thing where you like leap across and you like smash into one of these pipes that goes like up and down, and any old person deserves to have like knocked themselves out and like fall down into the machine itself. But you basically just kind of gather yourself enough strength to kind of like haul yourself up. Not necessarily a little bit like dazed, like you're suffering, like for it, but definitely dazed in that like most people would have knocked themselves out by like headbutting a steel pipe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So he's like, so I think, so that would be his action, right, to leap over to there, and his movement
No,
with the leap.
that's all movement. I wonder what kind of distance was that. It's probably action to dash, but I think that would leave you with more movement too, because I think it's probably over 30 feet that we had you move.
Okay, so let's maybe say he can like get into the beginning here and at least see what's going on. But and
I
like
mean,
probably
you could decide from there. Like, do you want to do something action wise, or do you want to like take a dash action? Because it's, I mean, again, like it's it's not really normal geometry.
yeah, but I think he'll dash too because he wants to get as close as he can like into melee with this thing. Um, doesn't want to leave it to Jinx and Casonia. So I think he'll use his dash so he can get as close as he can.
Excellent. You got to move yourself. I don't think I'm actually connected right now. To the game.
Okay, so I put him up right next to the thing. Um,
So that'll put you then at Seamus once you're good there.
Okay, yeah. So Seamus is going to. He's also going to move. He's going to kind of. He's going to try to circle around a bit to try and get flanking, and he's going to sort of like try to stab his thing while it's focused. Seems to be focused a little bit more on Jinx and Casonia. That should hit. And it would be for a total of 8 damage.
I think it's my hard connection. My laptop has not lost connection this whole time.
Oh, do you have a wired connection, like an Ethernet, or?
Yeah, my new job I have to have wired. So I was just
Gotcha.
like, be faster, so I never like switch back to the Wi-Fi. But that's got to be what it is.
If it's
Because
like intermittent like that, that sounds like, yeah, that would be my guess too.
I just fiddled with it. I hope that kind of fixes it, but we'll see in a second here. If I keep having connection issues. But I wrote down the 8 damage from Seamus.
Yep. That's
If
and
you're
that's
good
all
with
for him.
it, the steam can potentially pop off at the 5 people still in there. I'm just going to count down from the top, and it's going to be Gale. Well, 3 is the same from each way. Gale, roll a dexterity check for me, please.
That is a 4.
So I'm going to go for it, and I hope this isn't taking a little bit too much of your control, but you're almost like entranced by the like gathering chaos and like the beauty of like all of these colors and the magic sort of forming that you just don't recognize. I should have even given you advantage. Let me have you roll another one because you do have the magic. So roll a second d20.
Yeah, that's a 21.
Okay. So this one you can actually dodge. You'll take half, but so you still have to make a concentration check. Um, but for 4 damage. But yeah, you like see like the gathering of this as it like forms up, and you like are like just kind of entranced by the colors for a moment before you realize like, oh wait, all of these colors, all of this magic swirling around before my eyes is actually something that is really hot, fiery steam. So maybe I should like catch myself from like just enjoying the beauty. But for a moment there, you almost thought you were going to get burned by watching this like colorful light spectrum as the steam pops from this like central portion of the machine. And you dodge most of it, but you definitely, for the worst part about being a real player here, you actually do take every minutia of damage versus ignoring it sometimes. And that'll take us to. I need to roll one more thing. One second. Of course. That'll take us to Dale.
Yeah, after narrowly dodging hot steam, he's gonna try to get past here. Let's see, how far can he get? So yeah, I think he can get basically so he can see the Venom Troll and gonna throw a firebolt at it. That is a 23 to hit. I think that hits.
Oh yeah, solid hit.
For 13 fire damage.
14? Oh, 13?
Yeah, 13.
Excellent. Oh, I don't have to push the talk on my phone. That'll take you to Bill. What would you like to do with him? Or do you want to move Gale anymore to like clear out of the like entryway?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. It's difficult terrain to get past like your allies, right? Or it's
Not Harry and not Seamus because they're small. I think it works both ways for small creatures. but I would say the other people are difficult terrain.
Okay, yeah, then I should have a little bit movement then. Yeah, basically that then. I can just move out of the way.
Yeah, and you pretty much know that's not going to bother anybody because most everybody else wants to get into the room. Um, so what would you like to do with Bill?
Yeah, Bill is gonna have to stand right where Gale just was. Because that's how far he gets, and he's gonna fire off 2 arrows. Let's see. One should be
I think we decided his 8 is a hit because I think he's got a +8. But regardless, with Seamus flanking, I pretty much know both of those are hits.
okay. Let's see then. So that would be 17 total damage from like normal arrows.
Excellent. And then Davros, what would you like to do with Florius?
Yeah, so she is going to move. There's no way she can get past all of that. Well, if she dashes, so she knows her companion is in there facing this thing. So she's going to dash if she can get into the corridor. She's not going to close into, or what she hopes is not melee range. But yeah, just moving to get into the corridor there, or into the chamber.
Gotcha. So right now I've got you like you stopped her outside of the chamber. Is that what you were thinking?
Just inside. So right next to Davros, to the left of him.
Okay. I must have disconnected again then. She's like right by Terry on my screen. So of course.
Oh, okay. I think I moved her there first, and then I moved her again. So yeah, she's moved in a little bit more.
Let me see. I was like right about to switch my chat back over. It was like, oh, it's working. Sweet. Wonder if I just go to Wi-Fi, if that'll solve it. So as she moves in, there is going to be another creature that kind of silhouettes, and this one will be identifiable as it kind of like crawls across the ceiling about 10 or so feet above you guys, and it almost like kind of like stretches out of the ceiling, kind of like the alien like first stepping out of like the walls in Aliens, where they're like lost in kind of this structure, and you see as one of these venom thralls kind of like just kind of like extends its arms as it crawls away and starts to crawl towards you all. um okay, I see with my laptop where Florius is. That's where I was gonna put the thrall. So that will protect somebody, and it's gonna go then. I think I'm gonna do a similar thing and have it make 2 different attacks. I don't see myself. I don't even see you guys in the screen. So I don't know if these rolls are gonna show for you, but I'm gonna do the first attack here on Jinx. Another nat 1. And then this one's going to be at Seamus with a nat 16, so that should hit with a 21 on Seamus. And that will grapple and restrain Seamus.
Got it.
And once again, I rolled for it to attack Jinx. So I'm going to have it try to bite down into Jinx, even though it has not grappled him. But I rolled a nat 16, so that should hit with a 21.
Yep, that's a hit.
And then it's going to do a d6 and 2d8. So it's gonna do 6 piercing damage, Jinx, and 8 poison damage as it bites into you.
Now, is that like the poison condition or is it just straight up damage?
Just the kind of damage, yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. So what was the total damage then?
14 total. And then that's going to take us to Jinx.
Okay, got it.
So I still can't see my map to have moved this creature out of the south, but it is basically immediately northwest, 11 o'clock of the Venom Thrall that I have on the map right now. So there are 2 creatures right there. And the one you guys have been attacking, you've certainly done some good damage to, but it's not yet bloodied.
Okay, so I will do. So I guess I'll talk and like see. Like, can I hear my voice? Like, am I
It
far
doesn't
enough?
make anything. It's certainly you guys are still close enough. Like the noise of the machine is certainly still happening.
Okay, so it's to the point where I still feel like I can't do vicious mockery.
Um, Roll an Arcana check for me. I still think you're too close to it, but the Arcana check, I'll tell you that you can start to sense that like leaving the immediate presence of the machine certainly helps, but you're only like 10 feet out of that area. It might not be fully effective here. I would say like you might find that the ability further away, but for now, stick to your actual like weapon, your boomerangs.
Okay, I'm in melee, so I think it will be disadvantage if I do a boomerang.
I gotcha. I mean, you could try vicious mockery then.
Oh, well, the other option is just not to throw it and just hit it with the boomerang. So I guess I could just do that if I don't feel like the vicious mockery is going to work. Because it has to be able to hear me. So
Yeah,
if I start talking, if I can't hear myself, I'm not going to do vicious mockery.
yeah. I would say in general right here, don't do vicious mockery.
Okay, it's a miss. Anybody need inspiration?
I don't think
No.
I've any of you guys use it.
Yeah, I was
Not
gonna
yet.
use mine, so it wouldn't matter anyway. So yeah, okay. That'll be a miss for sure.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think the one time you wanted to use it, I told you like, oh, you just need to not roll a one, so don't bother.
And is there a way, like I know there's sort of like one north of me basically right now and one like east of me. Can I move like diagonally in between them to get to the other side next to Seamus?
No,
Or
not really. Because that comes down to like you can't actually move through enemies, and they don't really have a space between you to like be on both of you.
okay, I got you. So yeah,
I
Terry's just gonna run
where
in there.
you move to. Well, no, I think even where you just moved to, I would have had it.
Oh wait, so is that where I am?
And I wish I could actually get into it. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good.
Unable
So
to
so
create.
Terry's gonna run up. He's small. So where can he get to? Like maybe over to here?
Yeah, yeah. Like going south of them, I think is the easier path.
Okay, yeah. So he's gonna run over there and then he's gonna go for a double attack on it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how everything's shaped there. Oh, I'm
So
getting your.
I think 6 was the minimum I needed to hit it. Is that right?
Sounds about right. They're 16, 8.
15? 16? Let me double check.
You guys have flanking right now, so you have a +2 from the flank.
Okay, with flanking, it'll be a hit then.
I saw your rolls, but I can't see a map. There we go. Now it actually loaded.
All right,
Yeah,
so it's going to be 14 magic damage from Terry for that attack.
is we sometimes have characters outside of the actual spaces to make it clear where they should be. So I think that's probably a little bit closer to what it should be. I don't know. It's kind of hard having placed them kind of like on the actual spaces. I think when we started, hard to decide where people really are now. So I think I really have to go a little bit more like this because I do have it written down right now that the one on the south has Casonia grappled and the one on the north has Seamus. So I think it makes more sense to force it to be like that. What had you just said there?
14 magic damage. And
Got it.
if that's cool, then I'll just move up and out like right to here with Jinx.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that was my bad because I wanted to place the creature to actually see. Yeah, and it's that space. Owlbear's good about not having to drop into the space, but when you can see them, try to make sure that you are in a space. Like Neffy right now is right between a space, so let's call her right there. But after Jinx, who did Terry, after Terry is Casonia. He is grappled and restrained. What is that? That's Chris, right?
Yep, and she will try to get out of its grip.
Gotcha. So do a strength check. You are at a +2. You need to roll a 13 or better. Excellent. So she can break that grapple. That is her action, though. So you could use movement and risk an opportunity attack, or that is the end of her turn, effectively.
I think that's going to be the end of her turn.
All right. So this one's going to step away from Seamus as it reaches over to grab at Floris. Would you like to make an opportunity attack with Seamus?
Sure, yeah.
And then I'm going to roll first at Floris.
I think that's going to miss with disadvantage. That'll be a 13.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I'm going to first roll exit Casonia. She breaks three free. It's going to try to grab her again. And that will fail. This will be at Floris. That should hit with a 16. She's 11 AC. Roll a con check for me, Justin Davros. And this is going to be a bite.
It's a 9 on that roll.
9? Let me see if thugs have any con. They do have con, so we'll call that the 10. She is good there. And then the bite's going to hit. Roll this as a con check, and this one you'll need. What is I think is the average is 9. The average is 15, so you need a 13 or better on the die.
Nope, that's a 6.
Gotcha. So I'm just going to write down she's at 5 of 7. Right? No, it should be 4 of 7.
Okay, so she's lost 3. She has 4 left.
Yeah. Make them a little bit more like the actual sidekick. So we're just doing your hit points, and then they operate just like your sidekicks, kind of thing. So that's that one. It does now have. Right? Did I hit her with the attack? Yeah, because you rolled.
Yes.
So now has Florence grappled and restrained, and then That goes to Neff.
So she will move inside there, over back out of the way here. Um, does she have to go through its reach to get to there? Well, yeah, I guess that's what she's gonna do regardless. So does that one have an opportunity, or will it get an opportunity when she passes by Davros?
Yeah, yes, it will. Because you do have to share Davros' space there. But that's what you're gonna do?
Yeah, yeah, she's gonna move over to there.
Gotcha. And it does have a claw free, but it's gonna miss you as it swings out.
All right, and then she's gonna do I guess just well, she knows they're like resistant to her poison.
Yep.
S- so what other attack does she have?
We haven't really given her an attack, but you could give her a mundane weapon to make a mundane weapon attack with.
Okay, she'll throw like a javelin or whatever, like random attack she has.
Gotcha. I think javelins are just a d6 then, plus her dexterity. I don't know if we made her a dexterity based character. Do you remember what stats we gave her?
Con initiative, or wait, Arcana and investigation.
Con and intelligence. So yeah, she's just a straight d6 with a javelin. So it's just a 1 damage.
It's a 1 damage.
Uh, that'll go back around to Davros.
All right, so Davros is he's going to kind of like shoving Cassoni to the side a bit, kind of move to angle around her to get um, up here. He's going to swing at the one that we've been hitting so far, so the lower one. Going to give myself advantage on this with my inspiration on the first attack.
I think that 9 will still hit.
Oh yes,
Certainly
it
not
is. Yeah,
miss.
close, but so not the best. And I'm going to kind of, as he comes around, I'm going to make that. I'm going to use my last superiority die to make that a sweeping attack to hit the one above as well. For well, let me roll the damage on the normal damage first.
Gotcha. That's like not meant to make them prone, right? That's sweeping as in you're like attacking both of them at once.
Yeah, like and then the second one just takes damage on the superiority die, so I have to roll that.
Gotcha. Because that's one of the things I feel like I've actually been pretty bad at it, like describing these creatures for, is like one of their least human aspects is almost like that their legs like kind of like separate into like spider like uh as if they have multiple like walking legs. It's part of like them being climbers.
Right. Okay. All right. So that's 9 damage to the first one, the lower one on the map, and then only 2 damage to the top one.
Excellent. And that was just your first attack, so you have a second attack here as well?
Yes, and then one more normal. That will miss, but I'll get my inspiration back.
Bam, back in the game.
And
Then
that's it for him. Yep.
and Seamus is grappled and restrained.
Yeah. Can he use? This is just a strength to break out of, right? You can't slip out with acrobatics.
I think you can break grapples with acrobatics, but yeah, go for an acrobatics.
All right. Yeah. So he'll try to do that. 18 rolled.
That's
I
fine.
think. All right, and he will um, disengage with his bonus action if he can. If he's going to move away regardless, so but he's going to try and essentially,
Gotcha.
back
That's
away here.
action and bonus, so he would just have movement once he does that.
Yeah, so he's not going to get too far away from the others, but he's kind of backing away a little bit down here. Can you see the map now? Are you good or
Yeah, like
okay?
right off.
Yep. Okay. And that'll be it for Seamus.
Yeah, I mean, on their chart, the grapple DC, it says escape DC is 14. That's part of why I think you can break a grapple with athletics or acrobatics. But that'll take us to the Steam random encounter and then Gale. Actually, Gale and Bill are still susceptible to the Steam. So let me roll. Gale is odd. Gale, roll a dexterity saving throw, please.
That is a dirty 20.
And then roll a concentration. You're going to take 3 damage. So I think you need to just roll a 10 or better.
That is a 9.
But you have, you just have +1 con. Yeah, so you'll lose.
Oh, but
That
sorry, I forget. I do have Warcaster though, so I
Oh yeah,
have
okay, that'll be
advantage.
an advantage. Yeah,
That's an at 1. So 9 it is.
got to. Yeah. So, um, you'll take the 3 damage and you'll lose detect magic. But kind of along the same lines, you pretty much got what you wanted out of detect magic, is to see that this machine is certainly a kind of magical. And then what was that? That actually takes us to Gale. You're right after the steam, so.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do something that might be stupid, but I'm gonna try it anyways. I'm gonna move in and cast Shocking Grasp at the thing, the closest one.
Gotcha. Solid hit. I don't think I described it, but it is technically bloodied after Davros's sweeping attack on it. Does it do 8 plus any, or is that just 8?
And that's just 8 total damage.
Do you have more movement? Are you going to step away now that it has no reaction, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna step away a little bit. I should be able to get like that.
Excellent. What would you like to do with Bill? I
Bill,
think Gale shocking grasp enough to recognize like everybody who's in combat with that one kind of has a free moment to move as he like hits it with shocking grasp.
yeah, that was my plan. Hopefully, people can get away from it a bit. Bill is gonna follow suit. Let's see how far can he get. I think he can get like next to Gale, right?
Yeah, that's fine. He's not moving supremely far. I think it's perfectly acceptable without worrying about it.
Yeah, and then taking 2 shots into the blooded one. Both of those should be hits.
Oh yeah,
Roll.
definitely. I think roughly max damage. Oh, doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's 17 total damage. Exactly the same as last time.
And then Glorious. What would you like to do with Florius, Stavros? Actually, she is technically grappled and restrained, so.
Yeah, she doesn't think she can break free of this thing, but seeing it's looking at least somewhat wounded, she's just going to try to kind of wriggling around, grab her mace, and try to smack it, and hope that the others can kill it
That
before it.
variable. I don't think she can two-shot it, but it's definitely close. But they do also have a +2 strength, so I think they need to roll a 12 on the d20 to break free.
Ooh. Oh, and it's just been shocking grass, so she could try to move. Yeah, I will have her try to break the grapple then.
Gotcha.
That makes more sense, I think. Yeah, given it, especially if it doesn't have its reaction at the moment. All right, so she can break free,
So
and
yeah,
then
you have full movement then.
she doesn't want to go back to the steam, but she will, I think, try to move um, back towards Seamus and try to get some distance as she's like kind of trying to, getting her crossbow out to try and shoot back at it again when she can. And that's it for her.
Excellent. And that will be the gray one. And it doesn't have Seamus. So yeah, I think this one is going to break combat with Davros and Jinx.
Davros will definitely take a swing at it as it goes. I think that just misses with a 15.
Yeah, it's a 16 to hit it. And you don't have flanking on this one specifically.
Nice. Not 20 to hit it with Jinx.
Showing Davros up.
Excellent. So what is that? Like a D4 plus 4? Do you have strength? Or plus 5?
Okay, so normally it would be +4, but I think that's if I throw it. So really it'll be -2. So it'll be 4 plus 3, so 7 minus 2, so 5 total damage. Plus it's magical, so 6 total damage.
6. Gotcha. All right.
Oh wait,
So
am I? Oh man. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm probably far enough away now that I could start yelling at him, though, right?
I mean, you're still close to that entrance. I mean, like this. I don't want to like spoil too much, but this entryway goes a while. You're still right next to the machine.
Okay, I got you. I got you. It's all good anyway. I mean, nat 20. I don't want to roll that back, obviously.
You moved like another 10 feet away from it from when you like checked last. Like I don't want to say like you can't talk in here at all, but I definitely don't think the initial entryway is the place to be able to speak.
I got you. I was like thinking once I rounded the corner, I would like try it again, but like it has to be able to hear me, so that's fine.
Yeah, maybe we'll give you like as you're like talking to yourself. This is the first time you can almost like recognize like your voice, like actually like able to move your inner ear, like instead of just the machine like deafening you. So it is going to crawl across the ceiling and I think descend down here. And I'm gonna have it. Oh man, I'm stupid. I had him attacking Seamus, and Seamus is already infected. It's going to attack. I'm gonna do. Floris is the main target, so we're gonna do Floris first, and that will hit. Grapple and restrain. Oh wait, yeah, she just broke free from the other one. So, roll a con check for me. I think that is a 6 or better. I don't think. Oh, thugs do have a +2, so yeah, 4 is good. It was a 4 or better. And then the bite on Flores, I'm going to do the other claw, I think, against Neffy here. The bite should be good, so roll another con check, and this is a 15, so a 13 or better.
All right, she's good.
Got it. Good. Yeah, and then I'm going to do this against Neff. To smack in the neck. It doesn't want to even like pretend that I can grapple two people at once. I've rolled a nat 1 or a 2 basically on each of their second attacks. And then this will take us to Jinx.
Okay, and the one that's down south is hurt right now?
It's shocking grasped and it is bloodied, so you can step away from that one. Like you can step away from that one without getting attacked. Like it has no reaction, but it also is bloodied. Wait, the one immediately south of you. The more southern one is the one that's at full health. Yeah.
Wait, but which one's shocking grasp? The one that's right that I just moved away from?
Yeah, that you're in combat with.
Okay, yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. So if I go right here and then throw my boomerang at it, that's what I'm going for. That's a miss.
No,
But the
no.
boomerang comes back to me, which it would have already done anyway. Damn this magic boomerang. And then Terry's gonna go after it. So will he have flanking on that? I don't think it'll be enough anyway. I think he needs a 7. So will he have flanking on the injured one because of Davros, or is it not enough?
I can't remember the particular angles on it, but let's say yes, but I do not think Davros is in the actual right spot for flanking. So we'll do yes this time, but I don't believe so in the future.
Okay, I got you. So it's 23 total damage from Terry from 2 attacks.
All right, that's going to kill that one. And then it will take it to Casonia.
Yeah, I think. I mean, that one still has its reaction, but yeah, I think she's gonna risk a hit and try to get away from it a bit.
Another nat one.
Lucky, then she will take a shot with her crossbow. Or roll 13.
They don't have any modifier with their crossbows, so she is going to miss there. From Cass, it would go to Neff.
She'll look around to see is anybody bloodied right now.
Technically, Seamus is or the equivalent of he has fewer than half his hit dice remaining. Davros does not look bloodied.
Yeah, both Gale and Bill look pretty fine at the moment.
Okay. So she will just do I guess like just like a javelin stab attack on this one. So that should be a hit.
Gotcha. What was the damage roll?
4 damage total.
And that'll take us to Davros.
All right, Davros is going to rush forward and take 2 swings. I will use my inspiration again to give myself advantage on the first one. That will hit for 11, and then second attack will also hit for 7, so 18 total damage.
You said 18 total?
Yes, yep.
Excellent. And from Seamus.
Okay, Seamus is no longer grappled, right? It's just Floris is grappled, I think.
Yeah, yep.
Okay. Yeah, so Seamus is going to, he will stab out at it and hit for Eesh. 4 damage. And he is going to. He's going to stay there. Actually.
And that'll take us to Gale.
And Gale is feeling a little bit uncomfortable being this close to one, so he's gonna move away. To here and shoot a firebolt. For a nat 20.
Excellent. So is that 10 plus a d10?
And that's 20 plus 2d10s.
Oh, yeah, 2d10 now. I got you.
So that's 31.
I feel like the last 2 sessions we've rolled like so many nat 1s, but also quite a few nat 20s as well.
Would that put us then on to Bill?
Yeah, and I think. Yeah, he also wants to get away from this, so he's gonna risk a opportunity attack as he moves away. Oh wait, already did it, right?
Yeah, because I could already swung at Sonia when she moved.
And then he will just move and take 2 shots. For a nat 1 and 16 to hit.
I think Justin used his advantage, so I think that'll put you back in.
Ooh, all right, I'll take it. Unless Gale, you need it.
No, I haven't used mine yet. But that will be 7 regular piercing damage.
Excellent. I don't think I said it, but when Gale hit it with a firebolt, that definitely would have taken that one to bloody condition. And that will take us to Florius, who is currently grappled.
Yeah, she is going to stop. She's like shouting, like, "Stop following me!" Even though like can barely hear herself, but she will try to break free again. Just manages to do it, I think, with a 13 rolled, and she will kind of like almost like trampling Seamus, trying to get back away from this thing. Um, and yeah, that's her turn.
Yeah, so I think that flank before would have been a no. Here's the kind of clarity of it. When in doubt about whether two creatures flank an enemy on a grid, trace an imaginary line between the centers of the creature's spaces. If the line passes through opposite sides or corners of the enemy's space, the enemy is flanked. I think you need to have a little bit more than like I think they had like one adjacent, almost like Nephi and Davros right now. So I think before it was a no, but like if Nephi was down here, I think that becomes a yes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
But it's not a huge deal. I don't think it changes things. And then that'll take us to oh, what'd you roll for Floor? Did she do damage there?
She just broke the grapple, so that was
Broke
her
the
action.
Gotcha. It's going to attack. Let's see who I'm going to attack. Sixer? I think the 6 was Florius last time.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to. I think it's going to smash into Davros. 14 hit Davros.
That will miss.
Gotcha. So it slashes at Davros. And then it's going to try to break free of the others here. But I don't even think I think it's just Neffy that it has to break free of. Yeah, so Neff can make a opportunity attack. As it smashes into Dav, then it's going to smash into Loris. 7 I think is going to hit because they have 11 AC. Can you make a save with Floris? This one is for 6, so you need to roll a 4 or better on a con save.
Nope, that's a 2.
So she'll take 1, and that'll grapple and restrain her again. Did you roll with Neff, Justin, Jinx?
Yeah, I'm just gonna have her do a regular attack. I think it actually does more.
Gotcha. And then the bite into Floris. So is that 3 poison?
Yeah, yeah, 7 divided in half, and then I can't remember if they are affected by the poison condition. Is that a no?
I don't believe so. I thought we just had her doing poison damage. I didn't think she caused the condition.
Well, that's her attack. Her attack is a spell attack, and you make a con save versus being poisoned.
Gotcha.
But I can't remember if they were immune to that or if they were just resistant to the damage.
It is going to resist. They resist the damage. They are not immune to the poison condition.
Okay, I got you.
Shit. I already rolled Cass's attacks with the bite. Did you guys see what I rolled when I rolled the 2d20?
For the one on Floris, I think they were pretty high, so they hit.
Gotcha. Just roll a save. This is a 15 damage, so you need to roll a 13 or better on the d20.
Yep, and that's that 20 that I just rolled because I.
Okay, gotcha. So she took the damage from the 1 wound, so that should put her at 3 of 7.
Yeah, so she's now
Gotcha.
bloodied. Yeah, or yeah.
Yep. And then that'll put us at Jinx.
Okay, I'm gonna go for a boomerang attack against it.
Oh, Neff attacked because of the reaction. Never mind. Yeah, it is on Jinx. I got psyched out there. That should be able to hit. What kind of attack was that? Do you have good modifiers?
It's only +6, so that would be a 15. Oh, but it's magic, so yeah, that should be +1
Should
more.
do though. Yeah, so that's a hit.
So it should be for 8 total.
Excellent. And then Terry?
So 1 hit for 13 damage.
That will put it lethal for Cass. Get a crossbow kill with Casonia. Or it's almost guaranteed if you use her mace. Because they're better with maces.
Yeah, I think she will move it. She's gonna try the mace.
It's gonna vulture the kill.
Definitely. They need a big one after that fight with the Minotaur demon thing.
Oh man, I don't even think that's a 14. That's a 16, yeah, because they can have a +4 out of that. Yeah. Oh wait, they do have normally a +4, so that is a nat 16. Okay, good. Yeah, so she hits. It's a d6 +2. Don't roll a 1.
A 6?
Excellent. So Casodia does, as Justin states, vulture the kill. as she moves in to smash this one down into the ground. And then I'd say let's take our 5 o'clock break a little bit late as you guys smash these two, and we'll explore this hall a little bit after we return here.
Yep, sounds good. Be back in a few.
I'm back.
Yeah, I'm still here.
And I'm back as well.
Excellent. So I'm back trying like my actual microphone again. So if I do start breaking up, just let me know, guys. I'll switch back to my phone.
Yep, will do.
I'm on Wi-Fi, which is again like what my laptop's on. So I feel like the Wi-Fi has not been jumping. So I was thinking this should work.
Yep, so far coming through.
Although actually, give me 1 second. I do want to set up barriers so I could use my mouse on both computers real quick. Technically, I have a new IP address. Word. So I think everything is all good to go here. You guys just killed off the second of those thralls that kind of aggroed to you as you moved into this side room. I think we're on the seventh from the top here, or third down below from the top. Third from the top or seventh from the bottom. Though you guys don't really know the bottom yet. I think Davros might have seen the bottom at this point. But what do you guys like to do as you kill this last of these two venom thralls here? And also, yeah, Gale and Jinx are in about the same spot, so I don't think the light's going to change a whole lot as you guys kind of like moved around there. I think Jinx would have a pretty good sight of this, of like the walls of this room by now. With a little bit of looking around, Jinx would pretty well see that there's like refuse, bones, scat things in these like corridors. There's nothing of immediate note to be kind of spotted inside of this little like cave.
Yeah, I think Seamus is going to, now that we have a bit of a breather, is going to light up a torch so we have some additional light as well. Also, in case we get separated again.
Gotcha. So Seamus could probably see a little bit more of this trough. It's like a 30-foot trough that fills this center room. And again, just this one little part of it, you can actually see there are actual like walls kind of like carved out for it. And it's not just rough hewn cave system. And you can kind of see pretty much the extent of this like 30-foot trough in like the center of it, and then another like exit part of the system that like goes off to the southeast of you, like south of the trough.
Yeah, and is the trough also kind of filled with the same sort of refuse?
More like spoiled food. It would have like a pretty acrid, like horrible kind of like smell to it. It's not human food, but definitely more of like, I mean, you've kind of seen what these like thralls do to you guys. It wouldn't be terribly surprising to find that something like completely unpalatable as food to you seems to be what these things are fed.
Gotcha. Yeah, so seeing the kind of the uh, possibly a passage leading off south again, Seamus is going to start that way. Davros will kind of keep close to him as he starts moving that way.
What about this little spot right above us, this little cubby here? Could we explore that real quick and see if that's another dead end?
Gotcha. So, like, how far is like Jinx going into there? Are you just gonna like check out that one with somebody else?
Yeah, yeah, I'll like crest around the corner here and just see, does it look like it's like a dead end? I think at this point in time, one, I'm trying to get away from the loudness a little bit, just because it's nice to hear my own voice. And two, I'm potentially thinking about some point in time like proposing some kind of a rest, either a short rest, depending, or depending on like the actual like I guess like
I got here. Let me interrupt you for a moment. My apologies on that, but I just kind of rolled to see like what kind of randomness is. So I'm gonna say, as you guys split up a little bit, you guys can explore and see that there are a few of these different locations, like throughout, where there's different kind of like zones where these thralls seem to be. All of these passages are just filled with like refuse, like thrall carapaces, signs that the thralls live on this level. Nothing terribly of note to say that you would even be inclined to look through the trash to try to find something. Um, but basically, you kind of find like this whole place is just rotting and horrible, like to your smell senses. But that's where I'll give you like you do eventually find that like you're not completely deaf in like kind of this like northeastern one, but if you go to one of these most eastern points, you guys can at least like almost like kind of yell between each other. And that is on some level comforting, as you've been in this place for 15, 20 minutes where you've only been able to hear like the sound of the cacophony, like where you're essentially deaf because of the noise.
yeah, okay, then I think I would like propose a short rest because like we were thinking about taking one I think earlier and we skipped it. So maybe now, depending on like everybody's like health and what benefits we would get trying to get a short rest.
Yeah, Davros would be amenable to a short rest.
Are you more inclined to rest in the like southeast or the northeast of these kind of corridors?
I would
Uh,
say probably the north because we can have more of a view to see if something's coming.
no, I would actually Davros would actually suggest the southeast because there seems to be a little bit. It's a little bit of a wider tunnel, so if something does come, like one of these venom thralls could trap us in that more easily. I feel like in that northern section.
The potential of getting trapped is greater, but if you guys keep it in that corridor, it also is stuck squeezing through a space instead of easily being able to move like the bottom one. So it kind of works both ways.
I don't think it'd make much difference either way. I mean, to tell you the truth, it's just nice to be over here and be able to hear the sound of our own voices. Not sure how much it's going to benefit you all, but I think everybody could use a little healing. I mean, if we see it coming, we could fight it and then try again after that.
Yeah. All right.
Look like dead ends all around, so I would imagine they're either coming for us or they're not. But we'll find out one way or the other, regardless of if we're up top, down south, or right here in the middle.
Well, as far as away from that noise as we can get. The so if you got your eye on the northern tunnel, it's fine with me.
I don't think it makes much difference either way, to tell you the truth. I mean, we keep a little light here. We're likely to see them coming, but they're probably going to know we're here anyway. So I feel like it's just a crapshoot, really. So yeah, I'm going to try to do the Bardic song if we're able to successfully do a short rest.
You guys going for the northern one?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, Davros will kind of volunteer to. I mean, he'll be participating in the rest, but he'll try to kind of like stick to like the such a stand sentry almost like in this part of the tunnel.
Yeah, Terry will come up to Navros and offer his assistance. Ah, I mean, aside from being a little tired from that thing laying eggs in me or whatever the hell it did, I really don't even need a rest. I mean, I'm in tip top shape. I mean, I'm exhausted, but I don't even know if short rest will help me there. So why don't you have a sit down and relax? I'll guard the edge.
If you're sure. All right. At
Don't make me tell you twice. I'm the leader.
least till those eggs hatch. Kind of mutters that under his breath.
All right. So you guys can take a short rest. Anybody who is using hit dice can heal. And if you use one hit die, you can gain an extra. Is your bardic song healing 1d6? The Song of Breath?
Sec. I can't remember if it's D6 or a D8.
I don't know if it ever gets better, but it starts as a d6.
Yeah, D6. Yep. So if you use any dice, you get an extra D6 total, not per die.
Correct. Just one extra d6, no matter how many you use, but you have to use at least one. So, like, Flores lost 4 wounds there. She has 7 hit dice. So you can use 3 hit dice to regain 4 of those wounds on a sidekick like Flores. So I only right now, I guess maybe I might have in my notes from last session. Steam 20 on F.
I'm sorry, Jinx. What was the bonus?
1d6 extra.
Yeah, so I had Neff was at 5 wounds from last session, and I think Seamus was at 6.
Seamus is at 2 actually, because he went down and then he got some healing, but he's still low.
Okay. Yeah, Seamus pops, burn Seamus as he's dropped by the Venom Thrall, and then heal Seamus for 2 dice. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so
I
Seamus is at
definitely should have
2
done a like final.
and Florus is at 3.
So Seamus can use 4 hit dice to get back up to full. Flores can use 3 to get back up to full.
All right, they will both do that. Let me just make sure I note how many they have left.
Oh, so were you saying Neppy had taken 2 wounds or that she had 2 left right there? Like how many hit dice did she have to spend?
I had it written down what seems to be the last time, like you did a healing word, twinned at Gale and Neff. Neff at 5 wounds. That makes me think she was missing 2 wounds at the start of today's session.
Okay. So if she spends
One hit die, she'll get those 2 back and be at full.
all right, so yeah, I'm back to full. I only spent 3 on Jinx and then Terry's fine, so
All right, can I have the owners of Terry and Seamus roll a die? On an even, you gain 1 level of exhaustion.
so Terry's odd, so he's good then.
Correct.
And Seamus is an odd as well.
All right. That is far more difficult than if you guys just got the exhaustion. Because now I have to remember that next hour they gain a level of exhaustion.
So while we're having this rest, I guess we're probably discussing, what the plan is going forward. Do we want to continue our initial plan to try to descend down to the bottom, or do we want to check out some other side passages?
I mean, there was another tunnel one level down, but I got a feeling that we're probably just gonna find more of the same.
I think you'd probably win that bet.
I mean, we could take a look. It's not gonna hurt anything one way or the other, but probably just gonna run into a couple more of those things. Maybe not though. I mean, judging by that big trough here in the middle, I would imagine this is probably the equivalence of quarters for those things.
Roll an intelligence for me.
18.
Yeah, when you think about this place as a quarters, you guys explored it enough to recognize like there's roughly enough space here for like 9 to 18 or so of these things to kind of be. So it definitely has kind of an apartment complex kind of feel to it, and how they're like caves that lead to like bulges in the caves, and sometimes that might lead to another one, but they all have that kind of same like shape to them, almost each one kind of having like a pit of refuse, almost as if these things kind of sleep slash eat, in those different areas.
Yeah, I ain't been keeping track or anything, and even if I was, I don't know how wizards work exactly, but I noticed you spent a couple spell slots here and there. You doing all right?
Yeah, I mean, I could probably use a long rest, so to say, but yeah, I mean, I should be fine. I saved some of the bigger magic for emergencies.
Yeah, I got a couple of something somethings tucked away myself. Got a feeling we're gonna need them. I'm pretty broke on anything on the lighter side, but that bardic inspiration maybe it help a bit. I don't know. I feel like I could at least get away with tagging people on the shoulder if I got to, but not being able to cut in words makes a big difference for me.
Well, you seem to do all right with that boomerang, all things considered.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you don't, well, it's all for looks, really. I just want to look like I'm chipping in, you know? I'd rather not do as much offensively and be a little more defensive. That's kind of my hustle, but shit hits the fan though. I got a couple things I could do. I just, I don't know. I guess maybe I'm just a little nervous. What's going to be at the bottom of this thing? Well, maybe the problem is I already know.
So what do you think, Gail? Investigate some more of the side passages, or try to get down to the bottom of things, as it were?
Well, like you said before, it probably leads to more of these kinds of places. I'm definitely for getting to the bottom of this thing, figure out what it is.
Works for me.
So what? We're about 4 levels down right now. I'd say we'll go a few more and see where we're at. I mean, God knows how long this thing goes on for, but I got a feeling we'll run into something sooner than you think.
Yeah, and at this point, Seamus will kind of like pipe up. He'll. I guess what you want to kind of explain now that we can kind of hear each other at least a little bit better about what he saw when he kind of went inside and looked, and he'll say, we could try to, Tara and I will probably be all right, but Russ, you would have to squeeze in a bit, especially you, Davros, and imagine Phil the Lizard Man's probably also, pretty big guy. unless you might have to squeeze, but we could try and descend down that way, and um, might be able to avoid some of those things. At least I didn't see any when the quick peek I got. Be slow going though.
I mean, I'm down for whatever y'all want to do, but I'd rather not crawl inside of that machine, and then God knows how long it'd take us to get out if there was an emergency or something. No offense, Seamus. I mean, you did fine and everything, but I mean, what if that thing starts spitting off steam on the inside there? It seemed like only that inner cluster was really what it was going after, but I don't know. I don't want to be inside that thing and it starts just burping hot fire at us and we can't get out.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Maybe we try to stick to the outside and just make our way down like we've been doing. Davros, try not to fall so much.
But we're agreed then. We'll stick to the outside and go to the bottom. Avoid any other distractions.
Agreed. If somebody does fall, I say they, much as if they can, stay where they are and wait till the rest of them can get down to join them. There's a, hopefully not going to happen, but
Anybody want a lucky cigarette before we hit the road? I'm have one myself.
No, I'm good. Thanks for offering, though.
Davros will shake his head, but Seamus will take one.
All right then. What about you ladies? Care for one?
Florus will demur. He'll just kind of wave her hand and wave it off.
All right then. If everybody's ready, I say we do the damn thing.
All right, let's go.
All right then.
Are we just good to move all the way back to the machine?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, and I guess if we don't see anything immediately, Davros will head for the closest ladder that they can take down.
Yeah, you're pretty much stepping out of that, and there's the ladder down. So
Oh, the one to the. I gotcha.
yeah, it's probably just south of where Gale is.
We don't have
Oh,
any like
okay.
explicit knowledge to like how many actual levels there are, right? Like we only just know like how far we've been down.
Yeah, I think it's viable to say that Davros, at the lowest level he fell to, was able to see the ground at that point. To where you guys have a rough idea that there are essentially 10 levels here. And that he was basically just below, like, kind of the halfway point. But I don't think you guys have a specific number.
Okay, I got
It's
you.
definitely meta knowledge that I've been essentially sharing more because of just how confusing it is than anything. The actual levels you guys are on.
Yeah, I don't think Davros would have been trying to like count the levels or anything like that. He was more interested in rejoining the others, so he could give like a rough guesstimate of. But yeah, but yeah, Davros will start climbing down to the next level. Seamus will probably get there first.
Yeah, so I mean, climbing down is again one of those things where you can do that wherever you'd like to. It's easier at a ladder, and Seamus can pretty much just do it wherever seamlessly.
So I think
Um,
because Terry is feeling exhausted, he's gonna want to like stick specifically to a ladder rather than just like recklessly climbing in random places.
yeah, that's perfectly legitimate.
And Seamus, since he doesn't need the ladder, will let the others use it and just kind of he'll stay close, but he'll you know um, just clamber down from the side. And I'm thinking maybe so like Floris will, since she has a crossbow, and maybe if Casonia is up for it, like they can essentially kind of be the last ones down the ladder, sort of trying to like keep guard, keep their crossbows out in case any of those things show up while the others are climbing down, and then they'll kind of climb down last. And I guess Bill could do the same too.
So you want us to do a test for everybody going down the ladder? Or?
Yes, please.
Right, Davros is good.
Okay, Terry got a nat 1 with disadvantage.
Kale got a 9 total.
And I think
Gale.
Floris is a. I think Floris is a 9 as well.
Does anybody need inspiration?
Davros has it now.
Let me have you roll a dex with Terry, and then let's go probably with Seamus.
So the dex is pretty good for Terry.
Yeah, Terry will
17
catch
on the dex.
himself. He doesn't need Seamus to try. Yeah, so Terry's basically just falling down. He's just make a con save, roll above a 4.
Oh, yeah. This was a strength check, right, for the ladders? Or
The ladders, you can kind of play either one, but if you're doing acrobatics, make sure to tell me. Because if you're failing in acrobatics on the ladder, much worse things can happen than if you're just having climbing difficulties.
yeah, because I remember that Gale actually has a -1 on this, so he wouldn't have gotten a 9. He would have gotten a 6 if he. It's like
Gotcha. It's still not like 5 below, so it's not going to be horrific. Roll a dex save with Gale.
that is an
Gotcha.
18 though.
Same idea. Catches himself fine enough. Um, but I do have to roll. And who was the other person who rolled below a 10?
Floris. So you said roll a dex save with Seamus. Is that a separate thing, or did you mean
Yeah,
Floris
my bad.
failed?
I was going to have Seamus rolling to see if Terry actually fell. And Seamus was easily there to be there. So I said you don't need to because he rolled high enough.
Okay.
So Gale will take 3 falling damage as you like slide down the ladder. And then Floris, will you roll a dexterity save with her?
Nope. She is. That's a 4.
Here's where I'll give you the chance for Seamus to catch her.
Okay. 17.
Yeah, so Seamus can catch her. And then make a con save with Floris and roll above a 4.
All right. Good on that.
Roll a dexterity save with Nephrindel for me, please.
13.
And roll a con save over 4 for me, please, with Neff.
It's a
Excellent.
pass.
So the steam like pops off in Neffy's face there. She's pretty much like aware as it kind of builds, where she just about dodges it, taking a slight amount of steam to the face. But you guys can otherwise move to the level immediate below, where it would be again a little bit clearer to see that there is another entryway to the west side of the level below you.
I think well sticking with our plan to kind of we'll sort of leave that for now and look for the next closest ladder and keep going down, right?
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Yeah, so it would have been like basically between like Davros and Gale when you were right next to each other. The ladder is essentially that, maybe even closer to Davros, but that's roughly about the halfway point of that span.
Gotcha. Okay. And I think we'll probably just do sort of same sort of deal. Most of us trying to take the ladder, and Seamus going down the other way, just on the wall.
As everybody rolls and nothing's over a 10.
Oh, is it dexterity saving throw or just a check?
The ladder use is just a check. The saves are once you're actually falling.
All right. So Davros failed. He got a 9. Flores is good.
Okay, so I got an 8 for Jinx and then a 4 for Terry.
Gotcha. Did Davros fail like on an athletics with a 9, or did you roll a 9?
Oh, well, the first one I rolled a 5, and then I have a +4 dex.
Okay, okay.
If it's athletics though, then he it would be an 11.
Okay, yeah. Because you can do athletics or acrobatics. It's a dex or a strength check, but it is technically athletics or acrobatics. So yeah, he's
Okay.
good on the 11. So you're good entirely with Davros's team. What did you say you had under 10 with Jinx's team?
An 8, a 4, and then Neff is good with a nat 20.
Gotcha. So you can just roll a save for Jinx and then a save for Terry right afterwards.
Okay, so 21 and 14 for the saves.
Yeah, both of those are good. And then anything under 10 from your initial checks with Gale's team.
Yeah, Gale got an 8 total on his. The rest of them got over 10 with a 13 and a 15.
Gotcha. And you were still doing like strength to climb the ladder. You're not being acrobatic.
No, strength.
Gotcha. So yeah, just roll a dexterity save.
That would be an 11.
Too many dice. Damn, 5 more. That's so much damage to a wizard. Rolls a 5 and a 6. But you did fall 30 feet. Like, it's not like it's one die for 15, or for, it's 25 feet between the levels. One die for the falling through that is not, like, harsh damage, but that's, like, the ladder. My bad. It feels really harsh to roll high damage there on the wizard. But you guys can descend then to that next level below. And this would put you one above the lowest Davros has gotten to. And this is the level that there is a passage on the western side of the machine.
I think Davros and Seamus is kind of the first ones going down. They'll just wait to make sure everyone gets down. He'll probably try to like mime to Gale, like, you all right? Maybe after seeing him fall. But then I think the plan is once everyone's gotten down to this level, just keep going.
Gotcha. Will you make a dexterity saving throw with Davros, please?
It would be a 13.
Steam is going to pop off and hit you for 2 fire damage.
All right.
And Jink's gonna put his hand on Gale's shoulder, and you'll recognize that he's giving you bardic inspiration, even though you can't actually hear him.
He said, "Would you please learn to climb a ladder? You can do it. Climb that fucking ladder."
Oh, are we doing another test?
When you're going to the next level, yep.
Gale, don't let go. All right, so Davros and Floris are good for this one. I'm assuming the DC is the same.
Yeah. It's simple.
All
It's a
right,
lot
so I
of
got a
mundane.
9 for Jinx and a 3 for Terry. So another dex
Yep, that'll
save.
go to a save. Dex saves, yep.
So 13, 14, and
Those are
17.
good. Make a con save with Terry on 4. So I think don't roll 1.
It was on 1 and went to 13 instead.
And Jinx will take 3 damage.
Once Gale climbed well on a ladder. Rolled a 16, 17 for Bill, and 12 for Casonia.
Excellent. So you guys can take to that next level. This is the lowest that Davros has fallen to. So when you are ready to go to the next level, it will be the lowest you guys have gotten to. And you can see below you that there is a tunnel leading off to the southeast from this level.
And I'm just gonna take a second with Jinx and just look around to see if there's any thralls, because we haven't seen one now, I think, for a couple levels.
Gotcha. Roll a perception for me when you do that, Jinx. And Davros, will you make another dexterity saving throw for me, please?
Yeah, I got a 6.
You do not at present see any thralls.
All right, 22 for the dex save for Davros.
This steam's gonna pop off again. You do basically dodge it. It's gonna do 1 damage to you though. I don't know. Maybe I should round that down to 0, but I'm pretty sure you always round up.
Yeah,
Or
I
that
mean,
it can't go to 0.
if steam is that hot, then yeah. But in terms of climbing, Davros and Floris are good again. Does Seamus need to make one?
No. As far as I'm concerned, that's giving him the bonus of being a thief as the cut purse.
Okay, just wanted to make sure because I didn't do one last time either. So, okay.
Okay, not 20 for Gale, 12 for Bill, and 11 for Casonia.
Inspiration so good you don't even need to use it. You just
Terry got a 6 and Nephi got a 1.
roll a dexterity saving throw with that thing.
So Terry got an 8
And Terry as well, my bad.
and Neff got a 2.
All right, so you guys can nominate two people who you think would be in front of Terry and Neffy to be the ones who try to like catch each of them.
I feel like
All right.
I
Well,
think
Jinx will try to catch one of them, and then one of you guys roll for the other one.
yeah, I feel like Terry's usually been sticking by the front, so he's probably close to Davros. So Davros can try and catch Terry.
Yeah, that sounds good.
gotcha.
So a dirty 20 to catch Neffy.
I don't think Davros is. I think Davros is going to miss. That's a 7.
Gotcha. Roll another dexterity saving throw for me, Terry.
Goodbye, my friends. Oh, nat 20.
Oh, my bad. It's not a dexterity saving throw because Terry found the bottom.
So natural 20 on the perception check to find the bottom with his face.
Roll a con save with Terry. You need a 14 or better. Excellent.
Oh, it's a 13.
Wow.
Can I inspire it? Or is
No,
that
no,
only
he's
for
got
player
con.
character?
He's a fighter. He's got a plus con.
Oh, okay, I got you. I thought you meant on the die. All right.
No, no, I don't know his con offhand, but I feel like it's a +5. So I was about to say, like, I think you need a 9 on the die. But yeah. So let me zoom in. Technically, the ladder would be where Seamus is. Oh yeah. So Terry like fell from that one, twirls off of the walkway, like right between him. He's like full on somersaulting. And then it's void. Yep, and void all the way to the ground. So Terry is going to smash into the ground. Up, and I put Terry on the wrong. The actual ground. All right, so you guys, I don't think any of you moved yourselves one level below. So that's what you just rolled for. So I think you guys should all be on the next level below you here. And then Terry is all the way on the actual bottom of this. So you guys are on the level. You can see that there is a hall off to the southeast, pretty much immediately clockwise of where you guys are. As you basically do not get a hold of Terry. And effectively, Terry is like falling, and you catch yourself like right as he would be hitting the ground kind of thing, to where it's like you catch yourself on, some of these like hanging wires and things, and like the moment you look down your feet are like a centimeter above the ground, and you just like let go, and you're just like, man, you're standing up at the same height as you were like holding yourself with your muscles. You know what I mean by how like close you are when you catch yourself.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think first thing Terry will be thinking is perception check to see what's up once he gets down there. Like,
Gotcha.
obviously some time for falling, but
Yeah, I mean, right off the bat, regardless of the perception, you can see that this area is opened up to the south. It opens up a little bit beyond.
Flores may be going falling down to join him.
Hold up, though. That'll be for the next level down, going to the one below
Yeah,
where you
I
guys
just
are.
yeah, I was just rolling in advance. Yeah,
But that was like the roll to climb and then the dexterity check as well. You failed.
yeah. That 2 was the sec because she failed the first one, and then that 2 is the dex save. Yeah.
Gotcha. What'd you roll with Terry's perception? Was it better than the 11? Does he have perception? No, he probably doesn't have perception as a fighter.
natural 1 for perception.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my bad.
So
I
yeah.
thought we were rolling another set of the other ones, so that's what that
Oh no,
roll
you're
was.
good. If we go to your climbing rolls, I assume then that means Davros climbed down the next level perfectly fine. And Floor is going to fall. Do you want to try to catch her with Davros? How'd we do with all of Jinx's, the other two of Jinx's characters? Did Jinx and Neff climb fine?
12 and a 14 for Jinx and Neff.
And then all of Gale's characters, how did those three climb?
Yeah, Bill and Ksania did very well, 1920. But do Gale still have the inspiration?
Oh yeah, 10 minutes. This is easily within 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
it's
D8.
yeah. It didn't help. That's +1. That's a 9 total.
So I think Davros will try to catch Gale if he has to choose between Gale and Floris.
Oh, got the 17 dex save at least.
No, that's Gale catching himself though, right? That was your save. So
Yeah.
Floor is still the only one who's actually in free fall. So you can try to
Oh,
catch her with
okay.
Davros. That's definitely
12.
I don't yeah, that's good. I don't want to do things in Dex order, but I also want you guys to think about like the order this would happen. She would make oh wait. She just needs to make a save. Just don't roll a 4. Really she needs to roll a 2 or better. Yeah, so she's
Okay.
good as he catches her. Nobody else rolled below a 10 or failed their Dex save, so you guys can take that next level. Yeah, Terry's perception check is effectively what I told you, where like he's like hanging, about to do a pull up to start to like climb back up, and he looks down and his like he can like extend his toe to actually touch the ground, like get on his tippy toes, and he's on the ground.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna actually like climb up or anything. I think he'll more just like whenever he has an opportunity, just sort of like secure this ground level. Are we doing another set?
Yeah, you're good to do another set here.
Davros and Floris should both be good on this one.
I got a 9 and a 10. $11 to catch myself.
The highest on Gale's team was a 5.
All right, who caught themselves from Jinx?
So Jinx caught himself with an 11, if that's enough. And then a 10, is that enough on Neffy's failed or Neffy's initial roll?
Yeah, they're both DC 10s.
Okay,
So
okay.
you failed the first roll to hit a 10, and then the second roll was an 11
Yeah, that's
with
right.
Jinx. So Jinx will take 5 damage. And then all 3 of your characters, Gale, failed their first climb under 10.
Yeah,
So
then
all of them do a deck save.
Gale and Bill managed to catch themselves, but Ksania rolled a nat 1,
All
and
right,
she's falling.
so Bill needs to roll a con save and get above a 4. He's a ranger, probably doesn't have con. Yeah, so that's good. Gale is going to take 4 damage.
And
And
can
then
Terry try to catch Cassandra from the
yeah,
ground?
definitely. Oh wait, from the ground? No, you want somebody before the ground. Because otherwise she hits the ground. So
Oh,
just
okay.
have somebody roll to catch Cass.
Well, my 2 characters already caught themselves, so I'm assuming they can't try to catch. And then
Correct.
Terry's on the
Yeah.
ground, so
I guess
But you could
that's
have Davros or Seamus try to catch Cass.
yeah. I think probably Davros because Seamus is on the wall rather than near the ladder. Oh, he is not. He is not having good. He is not catching people well today. That's another 7.
Gotcha. So Cass needs to roll above a 7 on a con check. Needs to roll over a 5 on the dice.
11.
Yeah, so she can basically fall into Terry's arms kind of thing, as Terry catches her from the ground. Um, all right, hold up though, because before Neffy has a chance to climb, once everybody else is down on the next level, Neffy is going to spot as a Venom Thrall crawls out, and it is going to, of course, I go to roll the die, and Owlbear crashed. I thought my connection had been good. That might have just been how it's been crashing because it's reloading. Oh, did it just roll the die? Did you guys see a die roll there? Was that me
I
or
did
somebody else?
not.
No, I missed it. I saw that one.
All right, so Neffy's going to see as it leaps down. It's going to go for somebody else, not her, but it is before she has a chance to do what she was doing. And it's going to be Jinx's sidekick, so it's going for Terry. Oh, Terry's on the ground.
Yeah, Terry's on the ground.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have rolled to include him. Um, Cass also just fell to the ground. She would be the next there. And then it's back to Neffy. Is after. Yeah, I'm going to have it just go for Neffy as it. Yeah, it can't really make it to her. So it's going to just close the ground to Neffy. Um, so you've kind of already rolled this. I didn't want to give up what was going to happen before Neffy could react. I knew this thing was going to be able to do beforehand. But you can decide to break away with Neffy, assuming that you have to roll, but you also know that you already rolled successfully with her. Or you can keep her there and not risk it attacking you before everybody else has a chance to basically recognize that Neffy never moved from up above. So this thing does close the ground onto Neffy while everybody else gets away before she has a chance to move. What would you like to do with Neffy?
So like, can she do a disengage like and run, or would it just be straight up running?
Um, I'm gonna say at this point, it's the choice of whether you run and you risk an opportunity attack,
Okay, yeah, she'll do
not
that.
really giving you a chance to disengage.
No, no, she'll run regardless. So
Gotcha. I don't think it hits her with a 13. I think she's got pretty good AC.
yeah, she has 16.
Yep. So you can join the rest of the group with her as she basically gets down there, recognizing though that there is a creature tailing you from behind. Um, and then now that we are officially back into the actual order, I'm going to, um, now that it's not like a spoiler that I have an enemy onto you guys, we're going to start with what Davros would like to do.
All right. So, assuming he sees Neferndel kind of, she's seems to be maybe running away from something or descending away from something, is going to kind of direct his gaze upward, assuming, I guess, I think it's probably safe to assume that he has an idea of what might be coming. Um, so I think he is going to.
Oh yeah, once you look up at all, you can see the Venom Thrall right above you.
Okay. So I think he is going to. Still got a few javelins left. He is going to. You said it's 25 feet between, right? And then I assume there's probably some cover from the wires and cables and
Short range is 20 feet. You're 5 feet tall. I think that's perfectly fine. That's a normal, like a straight throw.
Okay, yeah. So he will try to throw a few and try to maybe damage it before it has a chance to descend down to their level. First one will miss, and second one will miss.
Yeah, so like throwing up like completely straight up above you, you just like have that weird level of it's just really hard to get your muscles to work right trying to throw completely straight up kind of situation. And
Yeah,
the javelins just feel super weird to release, and they do not do anything to this creature as you huck them at it.
yeah, and I feel like it might be a lawn dart situation where he has to like it's going up and then like he just can't get the muscle behind it and then it starts to fall back down again, so he has to get out of the
Just
way
don't
real
yell
quick.
look to Terry. Terry looks, oh shit.
Heads up. Oh, yeah, but he
Good thing
will.
you can't hear anything here, I guess.
But yeah, that's pretty much all he can do. Um, I think Seamus is going to. Um, Seamus is actually going to try to start climbing down another level to try to get to Terry and Sonia. Um, he figures there's enough of the others here to deal with it. So yeah, he is going to go to climb down to try and join them.
Excellent. That is where a creature is going to rush out from behind the machine. I'm going to do one attack at each Cass and Terry, but the bite afterwards is at Cass. So we're going for Terry first on this one. I don't believe a 16 hits him as he's in like plate.
Yeah, that's just gonna hit the armor.
Yeah, so it's just kind of passing by him as it like throws an arm kind of thing. It should hit Cass, and that's going to grapple her. Can you make a con save or 6? So I think you need to roll a 4 on the die, and then this will be an advantage as it tries to bite her. And that will hit. That'll be a con save 15, and you need a 13 on the die.
13 on the die.
Excellent. Oh, did you roll good on the 6 too?
Oh
Like
yeah,
the 4
sorry.
on the die?
She got
Cool.
a
Yeah, so she
16
will
on that
take
one.
no damage as it will grapple and restrain her though. And then that's gonna go to a random bout of steam is going to pop off on Seamus. So as he looks down at them, it's kind of midway here. Do a deck save for me, Seamus.
14. So yeah, should pass that. He's got a dex bonus.
Just make a con above 4.
Oh, right.
As the steam pops off for him.
Okay.
And then I need to do then it's gonna go to Gale.
Yeah, I think Gale would be preoccupied with the one like above us. Shoot a firebolt at it. Yeah, rolled 17. That gets it.
Oh yeah, solid hit.
For 10 total damage.
And you said 10 total damage there to it?
Yeah, 10 fire damage, if it makes any difference.
What would you like to do with Bill? And you can also move yourself any that you want afterward.
I think he's gonna stay where he is, but Bill is. I think actually Bill will climb down. Not sure. No, he would shoot at the one above. It's 2 shots. So that would be an 8 lowest roll, which would be
I
a
think the
16.
8 was the 16. Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's a hit.
15 damage total.
Excellent. And again, you can move your characters if you wanted to there, but we're gonna go for. There's nobody in the inner circle right now, so we'll go to Floor.
All right, so Floor will pull out her crossbow and move a bit and take a shot at the thing above and miss.
All right, and Jinx.
So obviously we see there's a threat from above, but can I check to see if I notice the threat from below also?
I mean, you've had friends fall down there, so I don't think there's any reason that you're not looking and seeing that there are these things both above and below.
Okay, sick. So yeah, I'm gonna go for the one down below, with a boomerang attack. And it's a miss. And then I'm gonna go ahead and strategically leap off of the edge and try to like jump into the creature. Maybe like
Like you want to do a grapple?
well, I already used my attack, or I would have done that. I should have thought about that ahead of time. More like just trying to like kind of like I see that it's got a hold of the like once it's got like a grapple on them or whatever. So I'm kind of just looking to like crash into it to like sort of like cause a little chaos, I guess. So maybe not like a head first dive, and I guess maybe I can't do like an attack, like a jump kick or something like that, but possibly just like kind of crash into it to try to like cause a little chaos.
Gotcha. So you can leap down and share your damage with it, and you'll just kind of hit it. You can leap down and do an acrobatics and risk doing more damage to yourself and missing it, or successfully, like basically like hit the DC within 5, and you're just going to share the damage with it. Hit the DC and miss by more than 5, you'll take like double damage. Hit the DC and be over 5, you can give advantage to Cass trying to break free. That'll be an
Yeah, that's
acrobatics.
yeah, that's exactly what I want to do. So I'm going to use my inspiration and I'm going to go acrobatics on this and try to like help bust her free.
I'm just going to say we're going for a 12 here because you are trying for that extra. So
Okay, so it's a 17.
17. Yeah, so that's over 5. So when Cass goes to try to break free, you are essentially giving advantage. And as far as I'm concerned, it's not going to do damage to you to do that. It's not going to do damage to the creature to do that. You're purely just kind of like completely absorbing it, sort of in, I don't know, like almost like using its bone structure, but it's like the bones that it grows as it's like stabbing into her kind of thing as that kind of cushion. So you are potentially breaking these things again as you're giving her advantage. So Cass would be that's Chris normally? Yeah, so Chris, keep in mind if you want to break free with Cass, you will have advantage coming up here. What would you like to do with Terry?
Terry's going to just bust into this thing, double attack. Nice. So natural 1, so I'm going to get my inspiration back and that's my 100th natural 1 this session.
Okay, okay, I got you. That's just a normal.
Oh yeah, I just rolled 2 at once just cuz it's easier.
Yeah, oh no, I feel you. When they're the same attack, it definitely is better. But fuck
And it's
that.
7 or no wait. Yeah, 7 total damage from Terry.
7, gotcha. And then Chris, Gale, would you like to break free with Cass at advantage?
That I want to do. Yes. Let's see.
So I think you just need a 12 on the dice. So
Well,
yeah, that's not going to be successful. You could use your player advantage to add a d6 to that 9, but you need to roll a 2 because the 9 is +2 from her strength. You need a 3 if you roll a d6 using your personal inspiration here.
let's use it. Let's see.
All right, cool.
That's a 2.
One short. In Destiny, it's not enough. So yeah, you like smash some of the bones, but it's like as this thing is preparing to bite into her, and it's just growing out more of these bones that are like piercing through her flesh, it still has her grappled and restrained. And that's going to take us to that creature. So it is just going to try to bite her, and that is going to be successful. Can you roll a Constitution saving throw for me with Cass? I don't know. Did that? Can you guys hear me right now?
I can hear you. Yeah.
All right. Can you roll a con save a d20 for Cass? Okay, excellent. And another one bites the dust. You guys see as the Venom Thrall, as these bones growing out of the arm, as Jinx jumps down onto it, and then it starts to extend its like mandible, and you see that almost like needle preparing to inject as it bites down into her throat and starts to pump the injection into Cass. Excellent. Somebody who I 100% would not feel bad about showing you guys what the concentrated dose does. But Cassonia is now infected, and it's going to go to Nephrindel. What would you like to do with her, Justin Jinx?
She's gonna throw down a acid potion at the one on the bottom.
Couldn't possibly splash the 3 people, right?
Another natural one. Does anybody need inspiration?
Chris does now.
Dude, I have got to be setting records here.
I've never. I think this is one of my favorite things about like Critical Role being so popular. When you have people who have like the dice counts from the sessions, because that is definitely one of those things where just like, how many ones have we actually seen today? But that's going to take it back. I mean, you can move Neff if you want to here, but it's going to take it back around to Davros.
All right. And the one up above has not climbed down yet, right?
Oh shit! No, that one actually goes. Damn, did I do the wrong damage to that one? That one goes right before Neff. Shit, that. Oh, I just doubled up on the one that was biting into Cass, but it goes right after Davros. Hmm. Should I
That
do
one doesn't
Neff?
go for Neff. She's gonna run down a level. So let me know what you decide to do.
Yeah, so I think I should just. We're close enough to just say the one that would bite into Cass, we'll just have that happen after Davros's turn. Because you guys know what it is that they're doing. So it'll give Davros and Seamus a chance to do something. At least Seamus is right next to that. So yeah, I'm gonna deal with the one that is above you. My bad, Justin Davros.
No, no problem.
Was it there's 5 of you on that level right below? So we're gonna have it basically like comes down right behind Gale, kind of like scaling across. Actually, they do have somewhat limited movement, so I'm gonna have it come down in front of Gale. Um, and it's
Oh,
gonna go.
Bill will use his reaction to shoot at it with his special action. Watch out, boss.
Excellent.
Let's see. Damn, that's a 4 rolled.
Gotcha. So the first attack with its hand was an 18 to hit you. The second one is a 24.
Yeah, both of those will hit because
Gotcha. You don't have a shield reaction right now.
I mean, I do, but I kind of want to save the spell slots if we have to fight something big.
Oh, interesting move, Cotton. So it's going to do 2d6 plus 6 here for a total of 13 damage to you as it grapples and restrains you. And it's going to try to bite you here. Or. Oh, wait. That was. Oh, this is the bite attack. The bite attack is for a 15. Wow. I was like, why did I roll 2d20?
Oh, the
15
bite.
misses.
Yep, that misses. And
Okay.
Gale is mortally wounded.
Alrighty. Let me write down that Gale is now grappled and trained. Now it goes to Neff. She did her thing, right? Then it goes to Davros.
All
Yeah,
right.
and she rolls a 3 and then a 13. So she's trying to climb
Having a
down,
climb.
fails, and then catches herself.
Yeah, just do a con save versus 4. I think it's a not 1 with her.
Yeah, she's good. Yeah, sorry, Gail. I would have stayed up there, but I didn't realize that that was about to go down.
Yeah, so Davros is like plucking the javelins that came back down to earth, kind of moving past Bill. He can't quite get to the thing yet, so he's kind of running along the outer edge and throwing a couple javelins. Again, he's like shouting, "Hang on!" Even though he knows, he can't hear himself, and obviously Gale can't hear him. But he will throw a couple javelins at the creature as he's trying to close the distance.
You can make an acrobatics to leap around your friends and use like the like hinging, pipes and things to like kind of bring yourself back in as you almost like leap off into the void and just pull yourself back onto the scaffolding, cross paths between them.
Yeah, he'll try that because Gale's not looking good. He doesn't. Yeah, he'll try it.
Gotcha. I don't know how much distance you had, but that avoids basically making acrobatics instead of having the difficult terrain of moving past them. That's kind of what I was getting at. If you can make it there, and then also you've got action surge if you wanted to um,
Yeah,
take
so I
the
think
dash action and then actually get attacks.
yeah, I was thinking about that, but I was hoping to, if I could, save the action
Oh, I feel
surge.
you there.
But I think if I pass his acrobatics, I can get to it or next to it. Without
Yeah.
having to dash.
If you roll 15, gotcha.
That's a
So what
10.
is it? That's a 10 on the dot, though. Yeah, so that's what I wanted. So that's a just do your 30 without any difficult terrain. I was gonna say if you roll over a 15, I'll let you get to the creature just like Tarzaning across some wires.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's 30 feet of movement and gets me there.
Oh, that's in combat though. Yeah, that's
Yep.
good.
Yep. Yeah. So I am going to take my first two normal swings. I will use my inspiration for advantage on the first one. Okay, that will hit. All right, so first one will do 11 damage. Second attack is a crit,
Elias.
so that will do 17 plus 2d6. Ooh, nice. 29 on that one.
Wait, shouldn't it be a 39? Oh no, 29? Gotcha.
Yeah, because it's 2d6 plus 5, so that would be 17 and then plus 2d6 and then, so 29.
Let me have you roll. What is it? I think the D10. You just did max damage, so let's see. Yeah, D10. Roll a 1, by the way.
5.
That is a stunning strike. So, if you action surge, this creature is both bloodied and it is now stunned. You have advantage on attacks on this creature for the next turn. So you can use that to make a decision about what you do. Would you like to action surge? Otherwise, you can send it to Seamus. But that creature is currently stunned.
Yeah, no, he is going to action surge because he does not want this thing to have a chance at to do whatever it's done to some of the others to Gale. So he will action surge to use 2 more attacks.
Roll perception for all the NPCs that see how much you care about Gale.
All right, first one that should still hit. It was a low advantage roll, but it works. So the first one will be 12, and then I think that Gale's restrained, so he can't get flanking, so that even with
Yeah, I
advantage
believe so.
So yeah, even with advantage, that is going to miss.
Gotcha. Yeah, so that's just like chinking off of its bone, because that is essentially what these things are armored with. But that creature is severely wounded, and you just did. I think that one strike was about a quarter of its hit points. You did 29 hit points in one strike. It'll go to Seamus here.
Yeah, I think all told it was like just a little over 50 damage. So that's definitely I'll take that any day.
Sounds about right. I think we started at 71 hit points, and it's at 19.
Yeah. All right, Seamus is going to run forward or actually kind of circle around this thing and try to stab into it with his dagger. I think even with flanking, that's going to miss. Yep, so that's a miss.
Gotcha. That will take us to. This is the one when it actually bites into Cass and injects her. And the steam. I don't think I did the steam yet because I think that would have been Davros that we're on. So this is going to pop off at Davros as the steam blasts out. Make a dexterity saving throw. Excellent. So you'll take half of 2d6. Damn. 5 damage.
All right, got it.
And then Gale. You're mortally wounded. You're grappled and restrained. What would you like to do?
I would like to get out of its hold if I can.
Gotcha.
How does
Strength or acrobatics?
how does that work when it's stunned? Is it just like normal, or that would be a 16 acrobatics to get out?
We might have lost you again, Mara, if you're talking.
Oh no, I was looking at my quick sheet on how it would work with stunned. So it automatically fails strength and dex saving throws, but that is a contested throw normally. It's a check. So I would say in general it would be the same roll that it's stunned. And it's more that the muscles are in that very oh man, it's one of the basic things of how I think babies have that grasping action when you put your finger into their palm, they grasp. It's how we just naturally just hold things. So even as it's stunned, it's still holding you. But I do believe you just rolled high enough that you broke free, basically of its grasp and the bones as they're growing into your flesh. So you are free, and because it's stunned, you can run away.
And that I will.
But it is your action, so you don't have a way to then wound it in return. And I think once you use your movement, it would go to Bill, and Bill can certainly kill this thing. I believe with stunned, he has advantage on the attack. So that first one will hit. And then, I mean, you might as well roll the second. Yeah. Nice. The crit, I would say at this point, Bill has the kill on this. We're already getting close to time here. So we're just say Bill dealing a crit is able to kill that one. That might even be the whole reason Gale was able to get free in the first place. Do you have any movement that you would like to do with Bill before the end of your turn, sir?
I think we just move closer to like where Gale is. Let's see.
Do you have a thought, actually, since it is a solid crit for a kill to save your main character? Do you have a thought on what happens as Bill releases these two arrows to kill that Venom Thrall?
Let's see. It would have its back turns once. I think like the first arrow would maybe like hit like an arm to make it like easier to escape, while the second would go like into the neck, like severing like a what's it called?
Right. He's he like goes like right off the bat for uh like a nerve in the arm to make that whole arm like kind of like release its grip, and then his second shot is to separate the vertebrae, so it's like spinal column just like falls apart, and the thing just kind of tumbles to the ground below, which could easily fall on Seamus, but we won't talk about that right now. Does that sound pretty good to you?
That sounds perfect to me.
Excellent. And then that's going to take us to the inner spinning. Doesn't really matter at this point. It will be floor.
All right. So Floor is going to move. And so she's heading for a ladder, but in the meantime, she will just try and shoot down
She
at the
was
remaining.
technically right by a ladder. If you want to just climb right down where she was.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then she will. Yeah, she'll climb down. And is that action and movement or just movement? Sorry.
Um, like if you want to move down the ladder, that's just movement. That's just like oh man, this is to the base level. Yeah, I don't even think this one requires a dex like some of the rest, because you're not trying to like really do much. If she wants to slide down speedily, I'll let you go down without using any movement at all for an acrobatics check. But I don't know why you would want to go like fireman. But
Only reason would be so if she could do that, then also get a shot off at the thing.
oh, you can definitely get down below and get a shot off. So I think if you wanted to have some distance, you could get over there, but you're basically climbing down right next to Neffy.
Okay.
And that's
So
just 15.
okay. So she'll get down as she kind of lands on the ground. She'll fire her shot with her crossbow, or actually,
You want to close
no.
in and use the mace? They're
Yeah, she's
better with the
better with the
mace.
mace. Yeah, she'll close in and go with the mace instead. And they don't have multi attack, right? It's just one.
No, they do have multi attack, but they only have They don't have crossbow expert to
Right,
have
right,
multi
okay.
attack with crossbow. Do you want to like use her full movement and actually flank it a little bit like that? It helps Terry and some of the others.
Yeah, that makes she would do that. Yeah. All right.
They
I
have
think
a
one
plus.
will hit.
Yeah, they have a +4 with the mace.
Uh oh no. So even with flanking, the 9 will miss too. So that's 2 misses.
Gotcha. Yeah, because the 9 is a 15. Yep.
Yeah.
And then they'll go to Jinx.
Okay, I'm going to. I'll just go for a bash on this thing with my boomerang. Nice, a 1. Does anyone need my 1000th inspiration?
I would say Gale, take it if you need it. Otherwise, I'll take it.
Oh, I've gotten mine back since I used it, so I'm good.
All
Okay,
right.
and then Terry's gonna go for this thing. Is this one bloodied?
No, you guys. This one's pretty fresh.
Okay, that's a double miss, I think, even with all his pluses. It's gonna be a 15.
Indeed. After Terry is Casonia. She is grappled and restrained by it. This would be a straight roll if you want to break free. Otherwise, with everybody around, do you want to attack? It is up to you.
Yeah, I think she'll. Yeah, she should break free. Try to break free.
Gotcha. So I think you need a 12 on the die.
That's a nat one.
Ouch. Don't worry, guys. I'll take the inspiration and I'll use it for you with the creature. That'll take us to Neferndel.
Okay, so Neppy is going to throw a poison bomb at this thing. Oh, what condition is Cass in? Is she still okay or is she bloodied? Or wait, the one that's grappled. I can't remember which one that is.
I don't even know how much damage, if any, that I did to Casonia, but it just injected her with a concentrated um, dose. And you guys have pretty well noticed once they've been injected, these things start to ignore them. So you guys have seen she's about to get dropped as it goes for a new target, and that target is not going to be Seamus or Terry.
Okay, she's poison bombing it for 9 damage and make a con check.
Um, I don't think that's going to beat her DC, but these do have Constitution. So yeah, that's a 10. It should fail. How much actual damage? Like halved or before?
Uh halved would be 4.
And then Davros.
All right. Davros, if he can get to the melee without um, having to do that fireman thing, he will. Otherwise, he will essentially leap down and then rush in. Um,
I'll tell
start.
you the same thing I told Jinx. You can leap down on top of it with either an with an acrobatics, and you can plus or minus 5, like within plus or minus 5, just share damage with it. If you get less than, like more than 5 that you fail by, you'll take double damage. If you get more than 5 that you pass by, you can have advantage on your first attack for free.
Yeah, he is going to go leaping off, kind of like raising the sword as he goes. The idea to kind of try to going for a not doesn't want to impale himself on one of its kind of spiky protrusions, so he will do his best to avoid that.
So let's see an acrobatics here.
Oh no, that's a 7.
And the spiky impaling it is. You said 7 though?
7
Yeah,
total, yeah.
that's just gonna split the damage. So and you're just jumping one level. Yeah, so you'll each take 3 here.
All right. So he kind of like
And
heads
I'd say just take one of the adjacent squares next to it. Doesn't matter which you choose.
all right, and then going to swing at it. I will use that inspiration to give myself advantage on the first one. All right, that will hit for 13 damage, and then second attack will hit for 9. So 22 total.
Excellent. What would you like to do with Seamus?
Yeah, Seamus will, I think, just keep stabbing it now. At this point, we've got it surrounded. And that will hit for 13.
Excellent. Nice bloody artery that Seamus is able to like pull open on this thing as there's like gouts of this like infected, almost clotted blood kind of spurts out of this thing. Do, 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 do. It is then going to swing out at yeah, I think it's gonna push away from Davros and from can't just push away. Let me think about this real quick with a D20 to decide. Yeah, it's going to leap up and away from you all. So everybody can take a reaction at this real quick.
All right, Davros hits. So Davros is good for 10 damage. Seamus had 7 more, so 17 total from my 2 guys.
7 from Jinx.
Oh, and Floor.
And 16 from Terry.
And sorry, remind me, is a mace D6, right?
Yeah, 1d6 plus 2 for Floor.
All right, so 7 from Floor then.
Excellent. And Gale, any hits from you? Oh wait, did we have any from Chris? Does he have a guy?
I mean,
Yeah,
I have the
cats.
Sonia. So yeah,
Did
she
did
rolled
you
a
hit
9.
with her?
Yeah, I'm just good. What's D6, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah.
So 3 plus 2, 5.
Excellent. And we're going to leave off as you guys smash this thing, and its corpse is going to fall on top of Neffy. And Neff is perfectly fine here, but she is covered in this thing's body as it falls dead on top of her. And I think that is an ideal place for us to leave. If you've taken the bottom of the machine, you have most of your party with yourselves. Yeah, I didn't roll that, but bam. Yeah, I think that all kind of works out fine there. Um, and we'll kind of pick up from there. Does that sound good? Do people have time that you want to do a little bit more here? Do we want to call it as a hard 7 o'clock today or a hard 7:15 today?
Yeah, I feel like this is a pretty good stopping point, and we can plan to continue our exploration of the bottom next week.
Yeah, I tell you what, I like giving you guys these extra guys, but I definitely feel like when combat takes a long time, adding 3 extra NPCs only makes it longer.
Well, eventually, I don't know exactly what's going to happen. We got what half of our party are potentially are now infected, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. A third of you? I think there's technically 9 of you, even though I've been rolling a d10 for targeting. But I think there's technically 9 of you. But yeah, it's definitely been something special seeing those infections rank up. And I feel like it's pretty random for how often I am actually attacking your main characters. That none of the mains have actually gotten to appreciate this.
And we're gonna have
I love.
trouble convincing sidekicks to keep coming down, keep going on adventures with us if they all keep dying and getting like cut up into a million pieces and getting infected and turning into horrible monsters. We're gonna have to up our pay scale.
It's such a rough thing because it is one of those things where like you guys are effectively like renowned heroes inside of Tolis. And like the actual level of riches is certainly still extreme for most people. So it's not necessarily like you couldn't find people to recruit. And it's also one of those things, let's be honest, like part of the real difficulty in old school D&D was that people were actively sacrificing their sidekicks. They're like, I'm pretty sure that's a pit trap, and if you walk on that, it's going to kill whoever steps there. Hey, Terry, go step there.
Yeah, yeah.
Taking horrible bosses to the next level.
Literal meat
Right?
using them as like
Yeah,
literal cannon
100%.
fodder or meat shields, yeah.
No, I feel like we've had, well, some of the sidekicks more than others, but I feel like, especially with like Neffy, Perry, like they've pretty much been with the freaking party since like day one. I mean, I think Terry almost killed Jinx way back when we like first got the Goblin House.
Yeah, yeah, he was the one. I think you like climbed down the ladder first and he downed you like right away.
Yeah, he was like critical hit. He's like KO.
I mean, I've liked these sidekicks from like the very get go of using them. I feel like pretty much in every campaign that we've used them, the idea of saying, hey, use these, like create the character that you want to play next. I feel like maybe the first time we did it, somebody didn't necessarily think about like what it was, but after that, it immediately kind of clicked. Like, oh, I can start using other character concepts. If nothing happens, great, I get to tinker around with them. If something does, even better, I have this character ready to go.
Well, and like what we pretty much have used Bob like a ton, and then it was only because Bob got like pretty much killed that we switched to Bill. And then who were you using before Seamus?
Katrina or Karina. And then
That's right.
actually
Yeah,
for
yeah.
one session she was my main because Dalton got killed, and then Dalton got resurrected, and then they both got killed by the Vi.
Yeah, that
Like
was
right when they
wild.
were right when they were coming back, like just coming to rejoin the party, and then you saw them both die again.
I mean, that's been some of my favorite parts about them is that the sidekicks, like you've had Dalton like question things, and I really do enjoy that level of like the role play. But I love when the sidekicks have that happen and they're like, wait, I really need to rethink this.
Yeah, it might be time for a career change.
Well, we like brought Bob back, but he was missing his tail, so he's like, "Fuck that! I'm not going back out there."
Sold up though, Bob is the chick.
Oh wait, she. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it's a lizard, so
Yeah, I thought of I when I think of like Bill getting put back together, I just think of that scene from Ted when he first and he makes the joke about, I think you put some of the stuffing in the wrong place. Pretends to get all
Oh my
messed up.
gosh. It's been so long since I've watched Ted, but yeah, I remember that now.
yeah, that's a funny movie. I feel like the sidekicks are like really fun and definitely have added like a lot to the campaigns. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, it like would be just as fun, I'm sure, to play without them. But they also add in like a ton of extra like personality because we do get to kind of play like a second character, or like you can kind of introduce like the threat of death. Well, I would say like without it being our main character, but it's pretty much equivalent, I feel like.
I
Yeah.
mean, here's the thing. One of my favorite experiences with the sidekicks was tearing one of Justin's sidekicks in half, like right above him with some of the those chicks who like to women they look like deer, like antlers, but to men they're like harpies with like female bodies, like upper torsos. So they like seduce you, and then like up in front of I think was past Justin. I feel like that was your wizard. I can't think who it was, but like flies up with his sidekick and just tears his sidekick in half as two of these harpies like fight over like and they just torn and quartered, well, halved, but it was perfect. It was
Yeah, that was so that was Brannick and his sidekick. I think it was yeah, the Paratons, and they think they ate his heart like right out.
yes,
They
yes,
ripped it
yes.
out and ate it.
Paradins eat their heart. Yep.
Yeah, and it was I don't know. I had a few sidekicks die in that in that
I don't think that
campaign.
sidekick lasted very long. I'm pretty
It
sure
was
that was like one or
it was
two sessions.
yeah, two at most. I think I lost at least I think three different ones during that campaign. Yeah, but yeah, the visual of just like it, yeah, them coming down and like I think he arrived because a previous um sidekick had died, and I think I had said like he'd essentially been sent by the Arcane Brotherhood now to try and keep an eye on Brannick, and it was like
Had him like
literally
spying on your main character, and then he immediately got torn in half.
yeah, it might have literally been like an hour after he arrived that the Paratons attacked and ripped him to pieces.
But that's part of why I love like just enjoying like seeing how the dice kind of point to things. Because I didn't do that because you told me he was spying on your character. I didn't want to rob you of this arc of this guy spying on your main character. But that's how things played out, and all of a sudden it was just like, yeah, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah, yeah, that was a lot of fun. It's great too because like if your main goes down, then even just before you bring like your next main character in, like it's not like you now have to sit out the rest of the fight. You can control a sidekick.
Oh yeah, like for sure. If Jinx died, I would definitely play with Terry or potentially Neffy. But I think Terry would be like more. I think Terry's more of a main, and Neffy's more of like a good like character arc, like assistant kind of.
Buffy is definitely more my NPC than she is your guys' sidekick, though.
Yeah, exactly.
And
That's
that's
how I think
actually
about
part
it.
of why I kind of prefer this way of she's like a third party member rather than that she's one of your sidekicks because I'm perfectly fine with you guys taking her out as a sidekick. Um, but like the way the spy mission worked out where she was just like sort of an extra all kind of worked out for I mean, I never planned on the idea of you guys coming across these two cultists to where you had actually three characters like to each of your parties. So all of that is super random as is. But yeah, Neffy is definitely far more than like anything. I mean, she's two different characters technically in these campaigns that I just combined into one because one of the things about NPCs is you want to use likable NPCs. So it's just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna combine these two people. The little like geeky girl who's like searching for the ghosts in the goblin house, that's such a fucking throwaway character. And if it wasn't for that one person who really wanted to make sure that she stayed out of the house, that he almost missed like the entire fight that day because he's like trying to keep these people, those were such throwaway characters who were meant to be, oh yeah, if you let these commoners in they're gonna die, ooh, like that would matter. I
Well,
don't
and
know.
like the only reason she even ended up like part of our party is because I was like, "Oh yeah, partner," and she was like, "Oh, partners."
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things you can never predict like who everybody's gonna like as an NPC. Like when you create like quirky parts about them, and then like what they actually develop into as like you just I don't know play more and more. But that was like that's the whole reason I chose her to be the alchemist artificer was like with this idea that she's not like an artillerist where she's walking around with a cannon. She's just like an inventor, but pretty generally fucking useless. And that 100% is the alchemist artificer. Like, what are you creating today? It's a potion that's either going to make you fly, it's going to heal you, turn you invisible, or you can turn into whatever you want. Like, oh, that's a really useful potion because all of those attributes are so close to each other.
Well, she was like a really good, like actual like teaching moment too, because she was kind of like what bridged the gap between, these characters basically being sidekicks versus being like equals. You know what I mean? Because prior to that, we always looked at them as kind of like throwaway sidekicks. At least I did. And then after it was like, oh, you're partners now and you get like a share of the gold. So now we can choose to bring you along or not. And then like we don't bring you one mission and you're all salty with us. And then it's like, oh shit, okay. Like, you know what I mean? It is like a teaching kind of like moment.
Well, they're definitely what you guys make of it. I mean, that's one of those things is like the sidekicks. I definitely have had players who could care less about their sidekicks. I definitely think Justin and Chris, probably more than anything, started to appreciate them. Maybe not so much Justin because of like that throwaway in Rhyme or the Frost Maiden, but I felt like playing what was the Undead campaign where we like your sidekicks very much became your mains.
Oh yeah, Tomb of
Tomb of
Annihilation.
Annihilation. Yeah, I felt like that was a big one where it was like the recognition, like it's so much what you want to make out of these characters. Do you want them to be like just a flat persona with nothing to them, or do you want to turn them into three-dimensional people? But yeah, they're definitely one of those things that 100% shows you, you know, this game's all about what you make of it. And I feel like that's so much of like the learning experience of playing more and more. It's just recognizing like I don't know. I think just like kind of like having the fun of like some of the different things you guys can do while you're like rushing down this like missile silo. Is it's like, well, tell me what you want to do, and then maybe we can make something cool happen. But it's not just like a free form, like reading like horror stories on Reddit regularly. There's people who are like, I want to break D&D. It's like, no, like you've got the rules to play inside of the rules, but sometimes like when you're thinking about doing something that's just outside of the rules, let's talk about it because I think we can make it happen.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you have to find a kind of a happy medium between do whatever, and because there are RPGs that are very rules light, and so if that's what you want, there's something,